just don't like the way they make me feel. I don't even like the...
No, I mean, I don't like being high. I hate marijuana, anything that makes me high, but I like being in no pain. I like that. Whatever it does, it just, and it doesn't really, what's really weird is it doesn't help with a lot of pain. It helps with, like, dim. I think it takes the edge off of pain, because it didn't really kill your pain, does it? It doesn't kill your major pain.
No, it doesn't.
Nope. It just makes you tolerate it because it does away with all the minor shit. It's a terrible thing.
So did you have a chance to look through that email that I sent you?
About which one? Just tell me which one, because I know.
The lady was complaining because we put some nails through her air conditioning lines.
I know. I mean, I read the whole thing.
And so
how that air conditioner was done when?
I don't know when the air conditioning lines were put in.
They were up against the deck.
They were ran through the attic,
of course,
in next to the joist, I guess, but right next to the roof deck. So
well, you can't. First of all, they're not supposed to be there, and I don't know anyone who checks that. You don't go in and check. Let's see.
35,000 roofs later, we've never had that problem. I mean,
this is the Troubleshooter Show.
Well.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. And they're doing something very bold, second opinions on loans. Well, I'll tell you about that in a second. I'm a consumer advocate. Get your calls in right now, and we can get you on the air. We got Wayne and Christy. We'll get right to you. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe, truly, where we help, we inform, we recover money, and we do it all for you. Now, Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan, let me tell you what that means. That means that you can just call for a refinance or for a loan, and they'll refinance you if rates go down, so you never have to worry about missing out on the low rates. They'll refinance you free of all lender fees, and here's the deal. They're doing free second opinions on loan packets. Have you been told it'll be 1 or 2 weeks or a couple days, and all of a sudden something doesn't happen, or they keep asking you for the same information, or you're a little frustrated? Did you know you're not bound to any lender until closing? You're not. And Ideal would not even bother taking a look at it if they couldn't help you, so they know they can help most people. They'll say, hey, why don't you do this? Or how about this? Or how about saving you this? Even if you've already paid for an appraisal or a credit report, you don't have to pay for those again if they decide they can save you some money. That's Ideal Home Loans. For your next Ideal Home Loan, get a free second look at your package. Or just call if you need a loan. 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. Welcome, I'm Tom Martino. Let's go to the phones, and I'll introduce our guests. We got Wayne. Wayne is, are you in Oregon, Wayne? Or are you here in Denver? Where are you?
Yes, sir. I'm in Oregon.
Okay, you're in Oregon, and welcome to the show. And you said that you're disabled as a result of a hospital stay. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, I am.
How did that happen, sir?
Well, I'll go back March 24th of 2017. I fell at work, and I fell between two steel ramps, and my right shoulder caught on one of the ramps. And
now, you have workers' compensation. You have workers' compensation.
I do.
Yeah, okay, so...
I do. And they've been taking care of me to this point.
Okay, what's going on?
I went to the urgent care that day. The doctor looked at it, and I mean, it was horrible. But he put on the discharge papers that there was never any dislocation. All I have is a bad bruise. So
wow. Okay. So what? Okay. So then what happened? Where did we get to the part where the hospital caused you disability?
Well, what happened was we went through all this. I went in on. It didn't get better. Kept getting worse. And on the third doctor, he walked in and says, your shoulders are not even lined up. I'm going to order an MRI, which I can't understand why it took 3 doctors to get to that point.
All right, so
when he did, the MRI come back, and it was the worst news possible.
What was it?
The large muscle in my arm had been severed.
Okay, now
and
Wayne,
it
Wayne,
retracted back.
okay, now medically, of course, it doesn't matter to us if you suffice it
Okay.
to say you're disabled. But here's what I need to know: the part I need to know, because we have attorneys that do malpractice. What part of this is the hospital's fault?
Okay, so after my surgery, the doctor, my surgeon, told me, Wayne, because of the severity of your injury, that arm is not to move for 4 weeks. I think it was. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Okay,
Because if it does,
I got to
it'll
get to the
fail.
hospital's part.
Okay, this is where we come into the hospital.
Okay.
I went in for my post-op. Examination.
Yeah.
And the lady kind of copped an attitude with me, and she says, "We are way behind on physical therapy." She said, "Your
Oh, I
next
get it.
appointment, we need to be starting phase 2." And I said, "No, ma'am." I said, "That's not what he told me."
All right. So
He
did
told
she?
me that
Hold
my arm was
on.
not
So
to-
did she do some physical therapy that ruined your arm?
Yes, she did.
Okay. In other words, even though the doctor said no ifs, ands, or buts, this should not be moved for 4 weeks, you're telling me that against doctor's orders, she said we're behind on physical therapy and started moving you around.
I actually at that point handed her the prescription for my physical therapy that the doctor gave to me to give to them. And the first thing on every treatment, they said they were supposed to put heat to my shoulder before they...
No, I'm not talking about that. What about the 4 weeks? Had the 4 weeks elapsed?
We were right at the 4 weeks.
Oh, well, that's different. I thought you meant you went in right afterwards. So the 4 weeks did go by. So you're saying the physical therapy did this. What would have... Well, just tell me, without long stories, what could they have done differently that would not have disabled you?
They should have done like the prescription said and started from day one. Because
What do you mean started from day one? Meaning what?
Well, she took my arm out of the sling, and this was the first time it had been moved. And I even asked her, I said, "Ma'am, can we call my doctor so we're
Wayne,
on the same page so
Wayne,
we don't do something?" She took
Are
my
you
arm
saying
above
she
my head.
skipped? She didn't do it the chronological order, what the prescription said? Did she
Exactly.
skip? So she went on because you were behind. Instead of doing day 1, she went up to what? Day 20, day 4, day 5, day what?
Phase 2, whatever stage.
All right, hold on, because Wayne, there's something very specific you need to know. No matter where you do malpractice, it's very difficult, but there are a few elements of malpractice you must have. So hold on. I'm not going away. We're trying to get an attorney. But you hold on, because if you call us, you're going to get help, even if that help is telling you there is no help, or that help is telling you this is what you do, or this is what you do, or that's what you do. Christy has a problem with Denver Police Department. 2 doozies right off the bat. Christy and Wayne, we will get back to you. Christy, what's going on with you? Meanwhile, people, call 303-713-TALK. What's going on with you, Christy?
Hi. So
Hi.
last Wednesday, Denver police came to my house to serve a warrant, I guess, to pick up my brother for a warrant.
Okay.
Well, during the process,
Christy, what was the warrant for?
Well, looking on the Denver County website after it was all over.
What was the warrant for, is what I'm asking.
Traffic tickets.
Traffic tickets. I never heard of them coming to somebody's house for a traffic ticket.
Me either. And it was a huge ordeal with Denver police. There was
Okay, Christy, before you tell me the story, I want to ask you something. Your brother got how many tickets? Was it just 1, or was
2.
it? And what were they for? Were they aggravated, like bad things, like accidents and injuries? What were they?
I think it was a DUI.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It's 2 DUIs.
And
one out of Edgewater and one out of I think I don't know, maybe.
Okay, so Denver police shows up, and what happened?
They busted out all my windows. Really.
What?
In my house, yeah.
How did that happen?
Because they thought he was inside. He was not inside.
But why would they bust out windows? Like, what? I don't understand this. Were they outside, like, with a speaker saying, "Give yourself up, we're surrounded"?
Yes.
I mean, seriously.
Yes.
I mean, did they think he was violent and armed?
Probably, yes.
Why?
He has prior things for that.
Okay. So he has a record of sorts.
Something like that, yes.
And how did they break out the windows?
With a big, long stick type metal thing. I don't know. They had me in the back of a police car.
Did they throw tear gas in your house?
I don't think they threw the tear gas, but I know they told me they sent in a robot.
Wow.
First,
Oh, this
and
is
then,
okay. This is a regular SWAT operation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you calling about, Christy? Other
So,
than
yeah, after
obviously,
they were all done.
Yeah.
After they were all done, I had left because when they told me I could leave, I left.
Right.
And I came back probably an hour after they had left.
And your home was trashed, basically.
It was trashed, but not only that, they just left it unsecure, and neighbors came over and were looting my stuff.
What? What? They just left your house like that?
Just left the house, just like that. Windows busted out.
All right, hold on.
In my basement.
We need Joe Lazzara, another attorney, to talk about rights. Now, she's not the perp. This woman's just unfortunately, she's a bystander. I mean, it was her house. She wasn't accused of anything. We got to talk about this. Hold on, we'll get to you too. Now, we're waiting for Marco Bendinelli, if we can find him, and Joe Lazzara. These are cases we need to talk about. And, wow, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This is the kind of thing that drives you crazy. 2 calls right in a row like this, huh? Simply Floors, Inc. will save you money. That's the message. Simply Floors, Inc. for Simply Savings. You get all the same floor coverings, the laminates, the hardwoods. You get the beautiful carpeting, waterproof, all kinds woven, high, low piles. Here's the point. Why would you go to the mills, the outlets, the depots, when you can go to Simply Floors, Inc. by going online, make an appointment in your home, get any of the floor coverings you want with free designer services from design to installation for up to 40% cheaper than all the big guys, because Simply Floors, Inc. simply saves you money. And they're great people. SimplyFloorsInc.com. They have a warehouse at 52nd and Ward, southwest corner. You can go there, but you can make your own appointment at SimplyFloorsInc.com.
Traffic tickets.
Fix it 24/7.
Yep, they had a lot more going on than that. That happened to a guy in my neighborhood.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was on drugs or something, and he had a gun, and his wife thought he was, or no, he was a guy in my neighborhood. He was on drugs, and he was an anesthesiologist. And so something had happened to him, and he was taking these drugs, so his wife was worried about him, so she called an ambulance. And so then he got a little aggravated, and he answered the door, and he told the guys to go away. The ambulance guys, and they're like, no, we're not going to go away.
Yeah, you can't tell people to go away.
And so then he went and got a gun, a rifle, and opened the door and said, if you guys don't go away, I'm going to shoot you.
Oh, my God. No, he didn't.
So then those guys left, and they sent in Jeffco SWAT, and they did to his house exactly what this woman said, except he refused to come out. His wife came out. He refused to come out, and
did your bone go through?
The little ones right there.
Did your bone go through?
No, thank God. It's a scar like that one.
Wait,
right there.
so what did they do up there?
They took a rod and they put the rod in.
Are you shit?
They drilled out the whole fucking bone all the way through.
Wait.
And they put a
metal rod inside your femur?
Yeah.
Bullshit. Inside your femur.
I'll show you the picture.
And what is it doing? Is it flexible? It's got to be inside. But your femur's not straight.
It's got to be inside.
How thick is the rod?
I think like
so
about
your bone is hollowed out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they did.
No marrow.
Because I thought it was on the outside of the
you have
bone
a
first
metal
also.
detector?
Yeah, everybody asks me that. The surgeon says it'll go right through, no problem.
Really? What kind of metal? Titanium?
Look. Tell me that's not inside the bone.
Yeah, that's inside the fucking bone. Because you broke. What's that chip? How'd you get that chip?
That's floating because it snapped. And
now,
when
did they secure it? Did they secure that?
No, the doctor told me. He said if I was a woodworker, I would have glued it, screwed it down, sanded it, made it.
Yeah. So what do you do now?
And he says,
will it adhere?
Yes, he said there's lots of live tissue in between right here, and he said it would be a mistake to adhere that down because you'd need a metal plate to put it in place. And he said that most likely that would create a dead bone sandwich.
Listen. How'd you break that fucking part? That's right there.
Right there.
That's hard. It snapped. How the fuck did you snap it?
Snapped and the other end of
like
it.
a motherfucker when you snapped it?
Yeah.
Were you like in shock pain?
Total shock. Okay, so I ran the motorcycle into the tree, and I heard it snap and all that. I get thrown to the ground. I'm laying on my right side.
And you knew it was broken. You knew it. You knew it.
I lean up, and I look, and my motherfucking toe is pointed backwards. Oh! I reached down and grabbed my leg, and set it right, and then just laid back down. And right there, my buddy's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I broke my leg. Get 911. Call 911." And they had to ride. We were back on trails. They had to ride out to a road where they could get cell service. But it took like an hour and 20 minutes from the time I hit the tree to the time I got in the ambulance.
Before you had any painkiller.
So then you didn't come off through just
were you in shock where you didn't feel it?
So it took
were
like.
you in shock where you didn't feel it?
I was like going in and out.
Around backwards. His snap is clear through the femur. So listen, so the femur broke and nothing was holding the leg.
And a piece is,
Look at that break
is
right
detached.
there. Right there. Look at a clean snap.
Yeah, but this here broke down there,
So
so,
wait a
it
minute.
snapped
Jay,
and popped.
Jay, hold on. What did you do for the hour and 10 minutes you were waiting
So
with pain?
it took the EMT probably about half an hour to get there, and so I'm just breathing, and my buddies are like, "Don't go to sleep, just hang in there." And things are getting fuzzy, and you know the ringing in your ear starts getting louder and louder, like when you're getting ready to pass out. And I'm in shock, but I'm just laying
Were you
there.
feeling the pain or not?
Oh hell yeah! So the EMT gets there, and he wants to see if it's compound fracture and if I'm bleeding.
Well, that's for sure.
And
Or
so-
internal bleeding.
So he takes my motorcycle boot off. I've got these big ass boots that come
How
up to
did you
here.
get it off?
So
Oh, no.
he unbuckles it and he tells me, "Okay, I'm pulling it off." So he pulls it. It's the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. I scream, like worse than any woman you've heard in a delivery room kind of thing. And so he stops and he says, "Is that too much?" So I catch my breath.
Why didn't he cut the fucking boot off?
You can't. Not
They're-
those
they're
boots.
like-
Those
These boots, there's no way.
You'd have to
He
saw
could,
it.
he could barely, you're right, he could barely cut my pants off. So then I told him, I said, "I'm okay." I said, "But here's the deal. I don't want to do this 3 times. I want you to get that boot off this time." And I said, "And I'm going to scream.
Oh, no.
But get that
But
goddamn
it
boot
could
off."
have done more damage.
No, well, he opened the whole thing up, and so he pulled it off. And like I said, that was the worst pain. And by then they cut. I had full body armor on, and they cut it off, and they gave me some morphine.
No, Joe Lazera can't get Mindanelli.
Wow.
Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was intense.
I'm Tom Martino, Flexident. For your car, Flexident. I got to get my car into Flexident. Flexidentofcolorado.com. If you're looking for damage, if you have hail damage and you're looking for repairs for that hail damage, Flexident of Colorado is the preferred way. Listen, I wouldn't let anyone else touch your car. If you have no paint damage, this is the only way to do it. Now, no one even disputes that. Body shops are not disputing that. They also do, that paintless dent repair. But here's the problem. They also do it, you see. Not also. You need someone who specializes in it. Flexident of Colorado. They're here all the time. They don't just set up a tent for storms. And they have multiple locations. They'll get you right in. $500 off. If you mention Martino, 303-619-6273, 619-6273, FlexidentofColorado.com. All right, we're striking out on these attorneys, for God's sakes. We have Wayne. He said a hospital did him in, and then Christy has a problem with Denver Police Department. We wanted to call our criminal defense attorney about the rights people have when they come to look for a suspect. Now, Christy, and I'm going to go back to you too, Wayne. Christy, what we're going to do right now is we must get you in touch and get our attorney on to talk about this. But I fear they're going to tell you. He's going to tell you, our attorney, Joseph A. Lazara, is a criminal defense attorney, and I fear he's going to say, in pursuit of a suspect, they're held immune from all of that, and they're not responsible for any of that. Now, did you call the police department and flat out just ask them?
Yes.
What did they say?
That's the reason I called you.
What did they say?
I filed a police report. He said that the detective called me back and said the lady, because my neighbor, once she found out that I didn't go to jail for anything, she came and brought some items back. Not all of them, but she brought some of the items back. And when I filed my police report for burglarizing my place, they
didn't burglarize. Listen, Christy, we're not going to get them on a crime. We're going to get them, if anything, on negligence. All I need to know is this: did they respond?
They can't promise that the district attorney's probably not going to take the case for the burglary because
Christy,
she returned my items.
Oh, you're talking about the neighbors.
Well, I'm talking about Denver police left it in unsecure, first
I know,
of all.
but Christy,
And then the neighbors came in.
I know. Now you're not going to hold Denver police responsible for the burglaries, but did you get all your stuff back or not?
No.
What's the most expensive thing you have missing?
Probably a ring, some rings.
I can't believe your neighbors came in and just looted your place. God.
Yeah, I know.
All right,
yeah.
Hold on. Let's talk to an attorney on a
They told
referral
me
list.
because she went.
Hold on.
Here's what I don't understand. Why?
Yeah.
How can somebody go into your house, remove property out of your house without your permission?
Well, they
then
can't.
Give it back, and it's not a crime.
Well, hold on. So you still know the person who has your stuff?
I pressed charges against her. I tried to press charges against her. Yeah, one of the neighbors.
And the DA won't press charges? I know they won't press charges against the police, but you're saying they won't press charges against your neighbor?
That's what the detective told me. They probably won't take the case because she returned my items, and the statute reads.
Well, if she returned it, yes, Christy. But I'm asking you. I thought you said you're still missing some stuff.
Well, yeah, I am.
Well, then you can't have it both ways. I mean, she didn't return all of it.
She returned some of the items.
All right, hold on a second. Let's just ask Mark Kranak something. Mark, this is I just have to ask you a general question. Mark Kranak, an attorney on our referral list. Now, Mark, you've done some criminal defense, I know. So,
yes,
if they're pursuing a suspect, Christy's the sister. He not only had a DUI, but has a violent past, obviously. They show up and surround the house. They break the windows. They send in a robot. I mean, these guys were armed. This is like the SWAT team. So they must have thought this guy's a badass. Now, I don't want to discuss that. I don't want to debate that with Christy, but they were after her brother, not her. It's her house. Do the police have any civil responsibility to people when they break windows, open doors, send robots in, and then just leave the place open, and then the neighbors looted it? I mean, truly, or are they simply immune from this stuff?
Well, they're allowed to execute. Clearly, they must have had one or more warrants, arrest warrant, search warrant.
Whatever. Yeah, let's say that part. Let's say that part is legal.
Look where either the stuff that is the subject of the search warrant or the person who's.
But what I'm talking about, Mark, they're allowed to just topple your home, truly, and not put it back. We know that, right? I mean, even if it's not the suspect's home, if they think he's there.
I think the answer is probably yes. So, for example, if they have a search warrant and they're looking for a gun, right?
Yeah.
They can look anywhere in the house where the gun could be, and if you think about it, gun's pretty small, right? They don't usually rip up floorboards.
Now, Mark, what about leaving the house open and then people come by and loot it? That wasn't right. I mean, can they just leave the house accessible like that?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds a little wacky to me. The answer to that question is that would require some legal research, to be honest with you.
Okay.
There's a statute called Section 1983.
What is it?
Which is a procedural federal law which allows you to bring like a constitutional deprivation claim against the government, against the cops in this case. That's where you'd want to look. Are they allowed to just go in and smash the property to bits and leave it like that?
Okay, what's that
some
section?
Kind of a constitutional viation.
What is that section called?
It's Title 42, Section 1983.
Section 1983. Okay, hold on. 1983, 42. So it's Title 42, Section 1983. Mark Kranak, I appreciate you answering, but here's what I want to do, Suzanne. Christy deserves a response from the police, even if it takes a day. We need to call the PIO, Public Information Officer, and fill him in on Christy. This was way back in March. But here's the problem. Can police simply go in and then leave a place unsecure? Can they do that? And can they just do it like they did with Christy? Christy, we will get you an answer. Thank you, Mark Kranak. Mark Kranak is at 303-999-3900. And he does all kinds of law, especially like going after insurance companies and stuff. Now, we did mention, our criminal defense attorney who is usually around, and that's Joe Lazzara. Now, if you're ever in trouble and you need help, a DUI or anything like that, of course, Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney. And as I said before, he's not going to judge you, he's going to represent you. And of course, we always say you can prevent DUIs by simply using Uber or Lyft or a designated driver. But if you ever find yourself accused of shoplifting, of DUI, of any kind of a crime, Joe is at 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200, and it's LazaraLegal.com. You can search him on the referral list at referralist.com. I hope you get the message here. We do help, information, and referrals. A big part of what we do here is having the help here that we can help, you know. And now this is another Christy with a comment about the cops. Christy, go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted to make a comment that cops in general and in Denver specifically, they literally get away with murder. So I think, you know, tearing somebody's place apart and letting it be robbed is probably the least
Now,
of their
when you
worries.
say get away with murder, you must be referencing something. What are you referencing?
Oh, gee, all the people that are killed in jail or tased to death. Or
Did you know someone? It sounds like you have an axe to grind. Did you know someone?
No,
Oh.
I read the paper.
Do you really
listen to the
feel,
news.
seriously, do you really feel Denver police are running amok?
Yes, I do, and I
Wow.
think if you're really concerned about
Yeah, I
helping
am.
this girl, why don't you try calling the new chief?
Well, we are going to call the police department. Now, we don't normally just call the police chief about a problem. We go through the channel, but we will.
Yeah, I think it's worth. You know, they're not held to task for anything. That's why people refer to them as pigs, because they act like a pig and they get away with murder.
Wow.
They are a necessary evil, unfortunately. But a lot of them, I think, are former military. They've got they're on a power trip.
Now,
they get
some
to carry
are.
a
I mean,
gun.
there are some police officers definitely on a power trip, okay? You know, the personality that attracts police work, you have to have a certain amount of that, and I like that when it comes to protecting you. But I've experienced what you're talking about, Christy, not the pig part. I'm talking about the over-exuberance, the lack of couth or demeanor or even judgment, especially certain departments. Like, you know, I just think the Inglewood, for example, Inglewood Police Department, I would say if you sum them up, the culture there is more brutal than I find in other places. But I've had good experience with Denver, but I find Inglewood, they're just a-holes. There's no other way to put it. They're just, that's the way to put it. Almost every police officer I've found, they just they're overly authoritative, and they're not what you call community police. They don't even try to interface with the public in a good way. They're just a-holes. Nowhere else to put it. So, but, you know, Christy, a lot of people have that opinion of the police. Even Inglewood, I love police in general, even Inglewood, because they're doing a job that we need done. They don't get paid a lot for doing it, and thank God we have them, really. Okay, coming up, I'll introduce Jay Bretz. He's in the studio. Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair has a special that a lot of people are taking advantage of. Please get it done. It's a transmission service for just $119. Anyone familiar with transmissions knows that's a deal. Yes, they drop the pan, they change the filter, they change the fluids, they check all the belts and hoses and everything you need checked and serviced in a transmission. 303-781-9858, a full transmission service for just $119. Let me explain this. They also do, of course, general auto repair, not just transmissions. And all of the work they do that needs machining is done in-house. 303-781-9858. They're on South Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth, and that's Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair.
Around the building, and I lost my phone somewhere. Losing your phone so
with Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons.
I've used that comment, they're unnecessary evil before.
I like police. I know. I mean, I understand they have a terrible job.
It's a bad job when they bring up that they're putting their life on the line every time. They're not even in the top 10 of employment people that have the most that lose their lives. Not even close. Oh, lumberjacks are the lose their life on their job 20 times more than before.
They do. I looked this up for my safety meetings. Roofing is the fourth dangerous occupation in the
Roofing,
U.S.
farmers, mining, drivers, semi-drivers.
All of those ingredients go into Sheridan.
Yeah, when they did that to my neighbor's house, they just left it like that. And the lady, she didn't have a lot of close friends in the neighborhood. She just went door to door. Can you imagine that, Tom? Going door to door, asking people in the neighborhood, "Hey, would you help me put my house back together?" You know, it was one of those jobs at a restoration company or somebody should have come in. But a buddy of mine went in and helped her clean it up. And he said you could hardly breathe in there because of all the tear gas residue, that you had to wear a mask, and the house was trash.
So did they try to get him out? Yeah. So they did speakers and say, "Would you come on out?" So, now, the Christie, did they say that why didn't she just open the door and let him in?
She did.
Hi, this
And then left the house.
No. But they broke the window
No,
down.
here's why. Because she left and went to the police car. And then they said, they kept asking him to come out. She says he's not there. So then they went and broke.
So why didn't she said, "Come on in"? Why didn't she say, "Come on in there and look for him"? That's what I don't understand. He's not here. Come on in.
Yeah, I thought they knew that he was there and he was just refusing to come out.
488-8604 or online.
No.
I mean, before you start breaking windows and sending a robot, I think you would try to say, "Hey, can you come on in?"
Apparently they thought he was hiding
louder than words, and results matter.
But if she just opened the door and said,
She did. She said she didn't restrict him. I don't know why. So obviously she did. The doors were open. That's why the neighbors got in. I don't know why they did what
that was afterwards.
they brought. I don't know. Maybe they don't go into a house when they think there's someone in there who's armed. They don't go in.
I think it'd be easier to go to the door than the window.
I don't know. They must have done it for a reason. Your home is more than
They obviously thought he was in there and he was just barricaded in with weapons or
Cam
something.
Solar, Denver's most trusted solar energy company, with more than 3,000 solar projects. Looking to boost equity and protect yourself from rising utility rates? Get your free solar guide.
But that's one reason that I know that the old police chief he was getting a lot of work. His police guys didn't like him. He had nothing but bad reviews when they did the reverse review process and stuff. That White, their old police chief.
Was his name Daryl White?
White. I know his last name was White.
This is Denver.
Denver just got a brand new police chief.
Right.
Yeah, within the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
something like that.
I saw that.
But a lot of that was internal.
What do you mean internal?
Well, he was getting bad reviews from his, to do like a reverse.
Where did the previous chief come from?
They did a nationwide search for him, something like that.
Or something like that. What's her name? Knew him. That lady that's on the radio here. On 850.
What's her name?
Mandy O'Connell. Mandy Connell. Not O'Connell, it's Connell. Mandy Connell. She knew him, or knew of him. She wasn't when he first came. She didn't say positive.
Yeah, it was right at my desk.
Mandy Connell?
Yeah.
In
fact, Ross replaced her.
No, but
no, she got to promote.
No, what are you talking about, though? What does that have to do with the police chief?
She knew of him because she was from Kentucky. She came from Kentucky.
I get it, from Louisville.
Yeah. Right. I'm not sure if he was from Louisville, but she knew of him. When she first came on, she spoke not highly of him.
How long was he police chief?
Well, he got replaced.
What is it? What are you talking about?
Denver, pardon?
How long was he police chief?
I think 3 years.
I don't even think he was even 3 years. I think it was like 2 years.
Brutal stuff.
Well, man, I know it. I mean, all the gains we made are gone.
Well, yeah, but yesterday you were up. I mean, it's welcome to the stock market.
That's why I'm saying, should you harvest some of those?
We already did. Are you kidding? Your only real moves are all profit. You're about 10 grand up.
Oh, I don't know. See,
you can't count a loss.
No, I know what you mean.
It's sold.
Obviously. God, no, I mean, I was just looking. I totally am learning.
Oh, yeah.
I'm learning, man.
No, and anything you're holding will go back up and you will make a profit on it. How's
June
that?
28th, so the new chief's been in there about 6 weeks. All partisan.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Cam Solar, go camsolar.com. If you're looking for solar, go camsolar.com/troubleshooter for a free analysis of your property.
All properties have different solar footprints based on roof lines and based on lot lines. They do this mathematical formula along with imagery to calculate what you will produce over a 20-year period, whether it's worth it or not to go solar. Some are more than others. And of course, if you do decide to go, there's no out-of-pocket money. Tax credits and low-interest financing make it affordable right up front, no money out of pocket, and small monthly payments. You save immediately. Here's the deal. To find your free solar analysis, you do this. Type in the URL, gocamsolar.com/troubleshooter, gocamsolar.com/troubleshooter, and it'll take about 20 minutes for them to calculate and get back to you, and they guarantee the 20-year performance and parts and labor guarantee on all components. gocamsolar.com/troubleshooter. John's got a comment on these on the police comments. Go ahead, John. Your comment, please.
I think those last two callers were together.
Oh, well, the one called...
When have you had two calls?
Christy. Both Christy. Now, the first Christy said Denver police broke her windows and trashed her house to find her brother.
And the other one called right after trashing the police.
And she said that police are pigs, and I don't agree with that. And she was very upset and said police commit murder and they're power hungry, blah, blah, blah.
Have you ever listened to a police scanner, what they got to go through?
Listen, my heart goes out to police. I love police. What I said was their personalities, John, of being assertive and power and authoritative, that's what you need. I mean, I don't want a mealy-mouse police officer, but I think that some police officers, or all of them, could use training on just interfacing with the public. I mean, police officers in general don't have to be a-holes to everyone. I mean, I know they have a tough job to do, and thank God for police. I love police. I support police. But what the comment I made was about their personalities. They can be nice. I mean, there's nothing saying they can't be. You know, and I'm saying that in departments where they're just not nice, there's no reason for that. Like Inglewood, I keep bringing up. It's almost like they're taught to be jerks. They're just taught to be idiots, jerks, rude, and power hungry.
But look who they work with every single
day. You just heard me say, I love police, and I understand that. But there is no reason to treat all people like lowlifes. There's no reason.
I don't think most cops do.
No, they don't.
I know State Patrol doesn't. I know Douglas County doesn't. I know Castle Rock doesn't.
They don't. And I did not say they did. I said as a culture...
I missed a damn call. I'm irritated now. Yeah. So someone broke into her house?
No, we're not going to go over
okay.
Since you didn't
hear.
You
can tell me a break.
It's just basically her brother has a DUI and outstanding warrants, a violent guy, and SWAT came. That's all. And she's pissed off that they trashed her house. Here's the point, though. They left it unsecured, and then people looted her. Her neighbors looted her. It's terrible. Jay Bretz is with us, and Jay is owner of Excel Roofing, and he's here to sit in, to talk, and to say hi, and he can answer general business questions as well, being in business for himself for many, many, many years. Jay, thank you very much for being here.
25 years.
Yes, man. I know. Love it.
25 years.
And Benny, he wants to, speaking of business, maybe you can help him. Benny, what are you doing, Benny?
Yeah, sure I can.
What's going on?
Well, if you recall, I'm a little business savvy. And a friend of mine,
wait, are you the weird one? You're the weird one.
Third day in a row,
yeah,
Tom.
okay.
Third day in a row.
Now, Benny called. Can I just recap? Benny called.
You shouldn't have.
He called the first time to hire. He said, this is my hiring practice. People think it's stupid. He takes out of applications. He throws half of them away because he doesn't want unlucky people. And he figures if he doesn't choose them, they're unlucky. The second time he calls was about...
to blow up the moon,
He wants to blow up the moon because he doesn't want a tidal wave.
Well, it would be a tsunami.
And today, you want to teach a 12-year-old how to run a business. Go ahead, Benny.
All right, my issue is my buddy has a 12-year-old kid. My buddy was best friends with me when I was 12. He remembered I ran the business. My business was a little unsavory.
You mentioned that before.
Yeah. All right. So the thing is, I want to run a business in his eyes for the kid, and his wife doesn't want those practices being involved in the kid. The kid wants to work like I did.
Well, if you started a business that was a little unsavory and the mom doesn't want her son or daughter to be in that business, I can understand that. I mean,
sure.
Right. Did you make a lot of money?
Well,
at 12?
What I did, yeah.
Now tell me something, Benny. I know that you call and you fool around a lot, but here's what I want to ask now. And I don't care if you're fooling around, but are you serious? Did you truly run a business when you were 12?
it's going to be up to you to decide, but this is a true story.
Okay. What's
when I was in middle school? Pokemon cards were really popular.
Yes.
And I recognized that.
Yes.
So what I would do is I would go to all my like urban friends, all my my buddies who I knew were kind of tough guys.
Yeah.
And I would have them lean on the kids who had the Pokemon cards in exchange for, like, you know, a pack of gum or a bomb pop or whatever.
Yeah.
And I would in turn sell those Pokemon cards back to those kids who they took it from for an inflated price.
And would you, now certainly you would not encourage someone else's kid to do that.
No. What I did then was I took that profit and I bought a bicycle with an ice box in the front of it to sell ice cream.
That's cool. Good.
And I made enough money when I was 13 to buy a second one. And then at that point I didn't want to ride bikes anymore because I was 13. And I hired those kids who, you know, leaned on the other kids to ride my bicycles for me. So I think the guy
to go sell?
Me, yeah.
Okay.
So I think the guy wants me to give him advice on how to run a business and how to manage people and how to be more assertive, but he doesn't want the criminal aspect of it.
No, I understand that, so do it.
I don't know how to be not a criminal.
Now, Benny, have you ever been charged with crimes?
No.
Well, then...
That means he's a good criminal.
Now, listen. If I was going to have somebody shadow someone or intern, it would be with Mark. Now, I was on my own.
I don't tune people up like Vinny does.
We were both on our own at 14, right? Right?
Me at 16.
Well, I was almost 15, but it was...
I was out at 16.
Okay.
Kicked to the curb.
I was at...
Like a dog.
I mean, it's not fair to say 14 because I was right like a month or so before, but I was like 15 because I was an emancipated minor. But we both went our own separate ways. Now, Mark did actual business. He started a business. And then he met Suzanne. They did it together. It was a cake route.
I was 18, she was 16, and it was a cake route.
And you sold, that's cool.
Everything Dolly Madison did, we sold.
Yeah. So anyway, I love these stories. And then, of course, we have me. I took more of a, and I don't mean professional, that business is not professional, but was more in the professional area, trying to be a journalist.
Mr. White Collar over here.
I mean, I tried to. Jay Brett's, now, he wasn't on his own at 15 or 16, but you started...
He got out of the house at 30.
You worked for the airlines, right?
I did, but before that, I started working for my grandfather when I was 11 years old. He ran golf courses.
Did you really work, though?
I did.
No, your grandfather actually designed golf courses.
He designed golf courses.
Famous golf courses. Did you know that?
Yeah, he did golf courses around Denver here, but he had a retirement job, if you've ever heard of something like that.
Yeah.
And he ran a small golf course, and he got me and my brothers to work on the golf course. And we had to work.
But
what did you do in the airlines?
Yeah, what did you do for the airlines?
After I got into college, I was working towards an aviation management degree, and I got a job with the airlines being a ticket agent.
Oh, okay.
And so I was a ticket agent
But
for
what got you into roofing?
What got me into roofing?
Yeah, I don't want the long version.
When Continental pulled out of Denver, I was looking for a job.
Oh, okay.
And that was in 1990 when
Did you start selling for a roofer?
A roofer recruited me to start selling roofs, so I started selling roofs and managing jobs.
And then you started your own?
I did, and that was a storm chaser way back in 90, and I didn't want to traipse all over Texas and Oklahoma and all those godforsaken places.
Was it called Excel from day one?
It was. In 1993, I said, I'm not going to be a storm chaser for the rest of my life. I'm going to start my own company, and yeah, we called it Excel Roofing.
Yeah, and I met you shortly after.
Yep.
303-713-TALK. Wayne, we haven't forgotten about you, okay? And I'm going to come back to you and then other callers, so hang on. So he left the hospital. He says a hospital left him disabled. And I did get some information on that, on where you go next. So we have more coming up. 303-713-8255. Bright Light Chiropractic. Did you get over to him, Dan, yesterday? Did you?
Absolutely.
How are you feeling since going to him?
Oh, much better. Much better, and my shoulders.
And you can
way
speak
good.
even. No, seriously. You will be surprised at him. If you're new to chiropractic, you'll love Dr. Mike Hederscheit. Bright Light Chiropractic. Here's the website. You can check them out. You can make your own appointments, too, when you download the app. You can. It's brightenyourfamily.com at University and County Line. I especially like recommending it to people new to chiropractic because he doesn't do heavy, jarring adjustments. They're very targeted, though. They work. But it's not he's not cracking and bending, and it's not like that, but it is truly an adjustment, and he does chiropractic. He doesn't do fake stem cells. He doesn't do color therapy, and aromatherapy. I mean, he does chiropractic. That's what I love, a chiropractor who loves chiropractic. BrightenYourFamily.com, the real deal, a full evaluation, which you need when you become a patient, which is x-rays and a thermal scan of the spine and a consultation exam, is usually only $50. It's $50. Listen to this. That's incredible, because other prices for x-rays and stuff can top $300. So he charges $50, and then, adjustments are just $30 to $50, depending on how many you buy. And here's the deal. He's doing an introductory special right now. Your consultation is $50 and your first adjustment is $25 for a total of $75. BrightenYourFamily.com, 720-583-4506, 720-583-4506.
This Raiders? No. Well, there's always a chance. I would say no chance. What if their plane fucking crash and there's only 3 Raiders?
That's still not showing.
They still won't show around. Wow, Mr. Fairweather.
Well, one thing, they probably won't be playing any starters, right, in the second game. Maybe not. Maybe they'll put.
Is it the second? Is it only the second?
Well, this is Keenum. Will be. He just played.
It's September 15th.
This is the second game.
That is the second game. Who do they play in the first?
Vikings. Actually, Kelly, did you watch that game? You must watch the game.
I watched a little bit of it.
I watched it on YouTube afterwards. And Kelly looked really good. I tell you what, he looks like, I mean, a quarterback who rallies the team. I mean, he goes there, thanks God, like that. I mean, he goes up to somebody, he thought he screwed up and everything. I mean,
can you do me a solid and send someone out at your convenience to eyeball that one?
I will.
I sent an email.
Yep, I got it.
I don't trust this company working on them right now. On what? It's just a roofing deal from one of the guys in traffic downstairs. He works here.
Yep, we'll go out there and we'll take a look at the punch list.
What are they saying?
Well, they haven't finished, but basically what this roofing company did, they took the insurance estimate and they literally put everything on the insurance estimate with the dollars onto their invoice. And he's going, I don't think they did this. Like they didn't put snow and ice where they said the insurance company said to.
That's
I don't
something
think
right there.
The insurance company never checks to see what's done. They do an estimate. You know how many companies put that they did shit and they didn't? They do all the
time. That's right. But that's a great point, Tom, because people ask me all the time if I'll cover their deductible, and I say no, because then I have to write a fake invoice. The way the fake invoicing happens is I do the job and I write an invoice for $10,000 and I only collect $9,000. So, and it's just like that, all of that different stuff. So I tell customers, I say, the insurance company's not going to check this. You can write a fake invoice as well as I can. I say, I'll do your work for $9,000, but you write an invoice and send it to your insurance company for $10,000.
Yeah, because you don't want to do it.
And then, you know what the customer says?
As long as you do it.
You know what the customer has told me? Like, I've told this to half a dozen. Every single frickin' time they tell me, well, I don't want to do that.
Right.
And I tell them, me either.
Me either. I wonder why the shingle companies don't offer, like, say, a $500 and $1,000 rebate to make that a lot easier.
The manufacturers?
Yeah.
They don't have to. Why would they? Shit, they've been going up so much, the price.
Yeah, I guess because people don't shop. I mean, really, you don't shop.
Well, most of the time, the consumer just does whatever the roofer recommends.
That's what I'm saying. Who was it that tried and they wanted to they advertised for me a while? They did showrooms.
Fowler and Path.
They tried, and that was they're suppliers, and they really tried to go directly to consumers. They had a Fowler and Path showroom. Do they still do the showrooms?
No, they sold out to another company, but that was a good concept.
The concept was go directly to consumers and make them ask for Fowler and Path. I mean,
yeah, that was a good concept. And what Fowler and Path did was they would follow up with those people.
Did you ever have customers saying it?
Yeah, we would get those Fowler and Path recommendations because we were advertising at the same time. And then Fowler and Path, they would follow up with those people and find out if they roofed or not. And then if they roofed and they didn't use Fowler and Path, like if I roofed their house and didn't use Fowler and Path would come back to me and say, what the hell? How come you're not buying the shingles from us? So that was a problem. Fowler and Path sold out to a big company, and that guy that used to deal with Rick Path, he went to Hawaii and he became a surf. And he partied too much, and he died like a year or two ago.
Who did he sell out to?
Are you kidding me?
He had a bunch of money. he already had a bunch of money. His dad owned a bunch of lumber yards up in Wyoming, so he grew up as a privileged kid anyway. You know, he's in the shingle business.
But he wasn't a young guy. He wasn't a boy when he went out to. He became a surf bum.
Yeah, he's living in Maui.
He was in his 40s.
Oh, he's in his.
What, did he die from liver?
One of those. I forget what got him, but he was living the party lifestyle. Went out to Hawaii, grew his hair long, pierced his ear. Like he was just smoking weed every day, enjoying life.
And how old was he?
He's in his 60s.
Oh.
How does the permit, if the guy coming to inspect the permit, that you did put that ice standing or that?
That's a difficult one. You usually go to the roof edge and lift up some shingles and see if there's ice and water shield underneath.
You just can't see.
The inspectors don't look.
Most of the time,
right,
they don't.
Right.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. They have digital hearing aids that interface with your cell phone. God, I got to make that appointment. I'm supposed to go over there for my evaluation. They really help me a lot with hearing loss and tinnitus. If you have tinnitus, it's really a pain in the ass. You got to get it looked at. They have two solutions. One that permanently puts it away, called Desincra. And you might say, well, why don't you recommend that for everyone? Because it's for a certain frequency range. It covers most, but then there are other frequencies that aren't covered by Desincra, and then they have Widex hearing aids which mask the sound, and that masking does more than just covering it up. It allows you to start ignoring it naturally. You just got to try it, okay? These guys are the pros. They're at Clarkson and Hamden. There's a building there with urgent care, Clarkson and Hamden. They're on the second floor, Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center, 303-534-0163. 534-0163. Look for Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center on my referral list at referralist.com. Let's go to the phones. Now, Wayne, here's the deal. I checked with some people off the air because we couldn't get our one guy, our malpractice guy on. But here's the deal, Wayne. If a hospital or healthcare provider or someone did something to you that caused injury or a disability, they're responsible if they did it and they were negligent. But let's talk about your case, okay, Wayne? Now, let's say that after doing your injury, your initial injury was caused by what, Wayne?
I fell between two ramps and I tore my shoulder back.
And you were at work. Now, I want everyone to hear this. If anyone is injured like Wayne, you have to ask yourself, what would be the best outcome had everyone done everything perfectly? So, Wayne, what was going to be the outcome if everyone did everything perfectly? What was going to be the outcome?
My surgeon told me the first go-around, he said that with surgery and physical therapy, he should have me back to 100%.
Okay, so with surgery and PT, you should be equals 100%. So surgery plus PT equals 100%. Now, you're claiming PT hurt you because they prematurely accelerated your PT. Now,
correct.
What is your injury as a result of that PT? That's the part we need to concentrate on. What's your injury?
When she raised the very first movement of my arm,
right,
which was not supposed to be upward.
I understand. What did she do?
We both heard it snap, and she tore both muscles.
And what is the diagnosis right now?
I went back into...
What's the diagnosis? You're telling me what you did, but hop to the diagnosis.
Disabled.
Totally disabled. Are you marked under workers' comp as 100% disabled now?
Yeah, I just went and call it an physical ability.
Yes,
test.
Yes.
And it's supposed to take 4 hours to do, and 2 hours into it, the doctor said he'd seen enough.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 54 years old.
Okay, now, your left or right arm, is it?
It's my right arm, and that's my dominant arm.
Now, your right arm will never get better, they're saying.
That's what they're telling me.
And did they say it's because of what she did?
Well, they had to cut, once they attached the muscle, I lost a bunch in the beginning, but then when they reattached it, they had to cut more muscle off. And so
here's what you need. Let's get right to the point.
Go.
I asked you to get to the point. I'm going to get to the point. Here's what you need.
Okay.
You need at least one healthcare worker of equal competence or better to say that healthcare worker caused this injury, a direct causation, not they think. You need that to proceed, okay? Then you need an attorney who will take it on contingency because you couldn't afford to do it otherwise. But even with contingency, the least you can, malpractice is going to cost you. I'll go over it. Hold on. Heart of granite for you.
Wow. Now, if that one movement, see, you need to find a healthcare worker that says, yep, she did that, and that did it. Should have never done it. Anyone else in that position wouldn't have done it. So it's more than causation. It has to be causation. And
wouldn't you want another doctor with
direct causation, but
professional witness kind of doctor to back that claim up?
But also with another therapist have done the same thing.
That's exactly, because if all the therapists would have done the same thing, if it's not out of scope, it's not malpractice, no matter what it costs. Right. If everyone would have approached it the same way.
Do you have a picture of you on the website with that shirt on, Mark?
Yeah, right here.
You should do that same look that
dress up like him?
No, not even that. Just do that same raised eyebrow look.
I can't see it really.
Camera's so good.
He's got his right eyebrow raised like that.
I don't think I could do one.
I don't know if you're going to need an expert. Okay, so Preston on 4, he has an e-commerce business. He sells fitness watches. If one gets returned and it's not defective, he has to resell it as refurbished, and that kind of looks bad. So he'd rather donate it. And he wanted to know the tax implications on donating his returns instead of reselling them as refurbished.
Okay.
But I called Eric Reinemer. He's in a seminar today. You know.
You know, I put a parts order in for a helicopter window, just an overhead window. It's this big, you know, and it's overhead, and it cracked on the right side.
How'd that happen?
And there's a part order form. I put it in, put my credit card down, and I sent it in. But this the first time I've never asked the price. So they said parts shipped. So I just thought, how much is that? Because I looked online and I saw it listed anywhere from $800 new to $2,200, and I never asked the factory how much it was. I assumed it would be cheaper.
You could direct order from the factory?
Oh, yeah.
How much was it?
How much?
I don't know. I got to look. They just said it was sent, and I realized it, so I looked at the form. I thought I was putting in an inquiry. I said, here, you ordered. Let me know where to proceed. And they said, it's shipped, is what they said. I went, fuck, it's shipped. So I got to look on Capital One to see what they
Well, where else can you get it?
Well, you can, but you can.
Then what's
well, hold on.
Then what's the difference of how much it is?
No, there are distributors. That's why it varied. Some were $1,200 to $2,200. But this $800 that I saw was an old factory price. I saw it listed, but it wasn't a new factory thing. It was something I saw online. But I just realized this is the first time I actually ordered something and actually did not. So I got to look, and I don't even know. I got to look and see what they did it for. I'm looking for charges here.
So, Mark, there's no extra tax for donating his watches to charity, right? I mean, it's just at the end of the year he has what he paid for.
See, you don't know the answer. What are you asking me for? You
No, I'm not asking Mark, because Mark ran
it's his basis. It's what he paid for.
Right, sure.
Holy
exactly.
shit! Right. Enstrom helicopter, 1,000. No.
What do you mean it's his basis?
Well, because what he paid for something that year minus what he made for in that.
It's probably tempered.
Doesn't matter.
And what is it got to do with what he's writing off?
It probably has to go
because
through all these
if he donated these watches for charity, or if he threw them away, it's not a big deal, because you just take what you paid and what you made and subtract it, and that's what your revenue is.
I don't understand what cards.
But he's asking.
That's why you asked me before.
Paul wanted to know if he donates his charity, what kind of a tax rate?
I'll teach you.
Whatever the value of that
Here's
is.
Here's something you would never do.
No, because say he paid $5 for it. They got a return. The value is now $10. If he donated as a $10, he has to declare that he made $5 on it. Oh,
We're talking watches,
I gotta say
right?
no.
So he buys a watch
For $5.
through the company?
Right. Sends it out, the people send it back.
No.
Okay, so
Because we went to
refund all the
Asia.
money.
Okay, but you're going
Instead of,
We went to Asia, and then
putting
we
it in
haven't
sell
followed
as
through that.
refurb.
But this is what I'm telling you. We have all these wild rabbits that
All
we
you can
don't
run
know.
off is the
I'm
$5
telling
you
them that we
spent
should
on
put
it.
a
That's
bed
right.
in there, and
So that's what I'm saying.
rabbit food,
So there's
some
no
water,
extra.
and
It doesn't matter if you
and
throw
that
it
way we
away
can have wild
after they send it
rabbits
back, or if you
living
donate it to
right
charity.
habitat.
You don't get any extra
Right.
right.
Look at them.
yeah, because you're basically already taking a loss on it.
Right.
Because otherwise, I'm gonna have to.
But
take
on your
care of the
balance
chicken.
sheet, if you didn't throw it away and didn't give it
One of my
to
buddies, I
charity,
went over to his house.
you
and
would
he
have
has a chicken
$5
setup,
sitting
and
on
he
your
does
balance sheet.
correct. And he's got a pull
I don't know why
system where
he
you can
wouldn't do
open
that.
and close the door without having to get in and do all this stuff.
well, like,
I
so
designed
on
my,
balance
my
sheet.
Cooper on it
What's the matter with that?
because I didn't make it so that I can open and close the door with a
there'd be no
rope and pulley
loss, it'd just
system
be set
from the
that way.
outside. I just
But there's really no loss
design.
anyhow.
Well, I mean, you could take it off that you had spent $5 on it, now you're doing it charity, so, or through the way, either way it's lost.
I don't know. You bring up an interesting question. So therefore, if I took all my used tires that I got for free, that I could possibly sell, and donated them to charity, I don't think I can write that off on my fucking tax.
If you did what? Hold on, if you did what?
If I took all the used tires that I can sell, because I sold used tires occasionally, and gave them to charity, can I write them off for what I might have sold them for?
Yes, well, with certain exceptions, yeah. Anything of value you give to charity.
Geez, okay, are you writing off old gutters you take?
No, because he didn't assign a value to that.
No, but that's a
There's
damn
no
good point.
value.
I should take all my old shingles and go give them to
If you
Habitat
took-
for Humanity.
If you
what I'm
took,
saying.
no, here's what I'm saying. If you
I don't
took
think,
some-
I think your accountant will look at you like you're
Mark, if
insane.
you took something in on trade and it has value and you donate something of value, it will be deductible subject to other tests. And most other tests make them non-deductible, not because they're used, because you have to have a certain percentage of revenue. And
My whole point is, I would sell 4 tires, and part of my sales pitch would be, you know, your tires have a little life on them, I'll go ahead and give you $20 a tire to trade it. There's the value I assign. In reality, those tires, I pay $1 for someone to haul off. It was part of my sales technique on it, and it made the customer feel good. There's no way, if I can write those off.
I'm sorry, but...
The Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Budget 81 Transmission and Auto Repair. I told you about their $119 transmission service. I'm going to tell you about something else. It's called Find, Fix, or Free. But first, let me tell you about the show. It's been on more than 40 years. You know, and 40 years in Denver, that is longer than that if you count outside of Denver. We have listeners even in, is it Ireland? We got an email today from Ireland. I think it was.
He sounds a little
Scotland.
shady. I think the guy was drunk when he emailed us.
No, it's funny, but he's from Scotland, Tom.
So, he says, I'm listening to your podcast via Podbean. It turns out the show...
What is Podbean?
He says, I don't know, it's some service. And he says, can't believe I've been missing out. Yikes. Don't get a chance to listen live, but we'll check you out.
Sounds like a
on
whiner.
YouTube. And he says, rock on, Tommy boy. Thanks for the reply, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we love having listeners from all over the place. We're live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and of course live on the iHeartRadio app, and live on not live, but our podcast is on iTunes and elsewhere. So listen, we got to talk about things, and anything you want to talk about, you can call us on. But this Budget A1 Find, Fix, or Free, listen to this, okay? They are saying any problem they will find and fix with parts, okay? But the parts they add, so it's $89 plus parts. And you'll never exceed $89 in labor. So it's $89 plus parts to find, fix, or free. The reason they say free is if they turn the job down, because there are some jobs where it's just going to be impossible to do for $89. Not all. Most of them they can do for $89. $89 plus parts get you your job. But if it turns out to be major, they're going to do a free diagnostic. So no matter what, you get a full, complete diagnostic. You'll never spend more than $89 in labor or get a free diagnostic, and that's budget A1 transmission and auto repair. Just keep that in mind. Good people that you can trust. They're on Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth, okay? And that's budget A1, 303-781-9858. Okay, let's go to the phones. Jay Bretz is with us from Excel Roofing, and I want to finish up with Wayne on this malpractice. There's something I want everyone to listen to with malpractice, and these apply to all. First, there has to be a direct causation, but that's not enough. Wayne, if lifting your arm the way she did caused that permanent disability, that's not all you need for malpractice. There's one other element that's crucial, and that is, well, there's three elements. One is another healthcare worker says she absolutely did something wrong, it's malpractice, and direct causation, it actually caused this directly. The other one is, would other workers do the same? Because if it was normal routine to do what she did, even if it caused you to have permanent disability, it was not out of the scope. That's the weird thing. Because in some areas of medicine, in some areas of the country, one thing might be considered malpractice, in some parts of the world, I should say, and in other parts, it's not considered malpractice. So you have to ask yourself, how would other physical therapists have done this? Would they have never done this? Even if you say she caused it. So as long as you can get those three elements, first, no other healthcare worker would have done it. Second, it directly caused a disability. And third, you can get it in writing from another healthcare worker saying this was malpractice. So go out and do your homework. And then, then we go about finding attorneys. Wayne?
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is I have two people from the hospital, two big people there, that both admitted fault, and they both felt that I deserve compensation.
Get it in writing. So, you got to get it. You got to get this, and then you also, it has to be, you have to have someone say it directly caused it. It didn't contribute to it. It caused it. Now, if it contributed to it, that's a different one.
By not following directions?
Well, no, that is not malpractice. Malpractice is doing something no other healthcare worker would have done, and a direct causation, or it contributed. If it contributed, you're only allowed to collect the percentage that made it worse. For example, if they contributed to an injury, but you had an injury anyway, the injury would have been, let's say, 80% of the pain and discomfort and pain and suffering, but 20% was caused by the malpractice. You have to give it degree. To do that, you get an attorney. But before you even bother, in my opinion, what you need is to find out if other people consider it malpractice. So no attorney's going to take it unless you have been told and you can show an attorney in writing that this is outrageous, should have never been done, and it is malpractice. You're going to need it. Now, here's the bad news. If you go to court, even on contingency for malpractice, there will be a minimum in professional witnesses of $50,000 of cost and professional witnesses. Minimum of 50. Also, you normally will not find a malpractice attorney to take a malpractice case. Wasn't it like $300,000 we were told?
I'd be surprised if they take one for that, but yeah, it's high.
So, Wayne, I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just giving you the facts. You may have $1 million case. I don't know what you have. I don't know how much you were making. I don't know how much you were robbed of. But I also don't know if it was directly caused by the healthcare worker or if another healthcare worker would have never done it.
I can't believe any other health worker wouldn't do what they were directed to do by the surgeon.
Wayne, listen. Listen carefully.
If
you have a prescription, okay, and other healthcare workers said, other physical therapists say, I would have followed that to the T. I would have never strayed from that, even if you were 3 or 4 weeks behind, under the same conditions. If you can get other PT workers to say they would have never done it, that's number one. Then a direct causation.
Well,
well, good. And then the next one is, it directly caused this injury, directly, and no other one would have done it. Then the biggest one, it was malpractice, because not following directions is not always malpractice. So, Wayne, it doesn't matter what you think. Because you're going to find that out when you go to talk to attorneys. Have you called a malpractice attorney?
I've called a couple.
What did they say? Honestly, what did they say?
Their biggest thing was, as they said, it's difficult to determine how much is caused by the original.
That's right. It's called degree. That's right.
But
so you couldn't even get a meeting with them, could you?
No, I did.
Oh,
but,
good.
But the problem is,
you actually went in and met with a malpractice attorney?
I did.
Oh, good. Then they must have thought you may have had something. Go ahead.
But my big thing is, like, I don't really care what percentage it is. I wouldn't have had to go under the knife for a second time.
Wayne, I believe you.
I'm going on 2 years
Wayne,
now that I'm out of work.
I believe you, Wayne. I, honest to God, believe you. I'm telling you the way the system is set up.
Are you ever going to go back to work?
No.
Okay, Wayne, you have to attribute that to what they did. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. We all feel injustice about certain things. It's the system, okay? It's the system. It's not going to change for Wayne's case. Now, over time, systems do change, but malpractice is very, very, very difficult. In fact, most malpractice cases never get to court because attorneys won't take them, and the others, a very few of them actually win. But you called me for truth. You didn't. I hope you didn't call because you wanted to hear, yeah, Wayne, go get him. You're going to get millions. I mean, you don't want to hear that. You want to hear the truth.
I don't even care about that. I just need taken care of until
right. You know, now hold on. Hold on. Are you getting your bills taken care of by workers' comp?
Not enough. I mean, I only get 2/3 of what I was getting, and
like what do you do?
This lady from claims calls me and tells me she promised me that she would have paperwork out for me to sign by
Wayne.
On the 17th.
Wayne, who are you dealing with that promised you paperwork? Who are they?
Providence.
Who are they? Is that workers' comp or is that?
I have this late. Nope, it's the hospital itself.
All right, that they said they would have paperwork out. Are they saying they're going to pay some of your bills?
That they say that they feel that I deserve compensation.
I want to hear the person that said that. You know what, Dan? He deserves that we call that person that said he deserves payment. This is the kind of thing.
Good luck, because now she won't return my calls.
Well, let's see. Wayne, at least let's try, okay? Hold on.
Okay.
Get Wayne's information. We'll try to make a call. Not during the show now, but later on. We'll call and say, do you think he deserves anything? Let's see if we can get him on the record. Here's the point, people. It's not that I don't care. My heart goes out to Wayne. This poor guy, he's saying, listen, man, I can't even work. I just want some help. What can you do? What can you do? Preston, what's happening? Preston.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with you, Preston?
So, I have a question regarding an e-commerce store.
About what? An e-commerce store, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So,
go ahead.
My question is, we sell fitness watches.
Yeah.
Now, people are returning those fitness watches in multiple reasons. The ones that are broken, we're getting our money back from the manufacturer for those ones. My questions are the ones for those that are returned because they don't like them, because it's not going to save them from the apocalypse or whatever. Can I donate those at retail and write off the 25% I'm able to, or do I have to write it off at the amount that I'm selling them for?
Well, there are a whole bunch of ifs on tax deductions for charity, so hold on and we'll go through them. There are a lot that you might be surprised of, but most of the time charitable donations are very difficult to take. They're not difficult to take, they're difficult to count. You'll see why. 303-713-TALK. Art of Granite is really Mitch Floria. He's a direct stone importer. He's a great guy, and I say Mitch Floria, I know all of the owners, like Jay Brett's here from Excel Roofing. I get to know businesses by the founders and the owners, and with Art of Granite, he was a Romanian immigrant with $300 in his pocket. He came to America and said, I want to do this, and he does it differently than anyone. Here's what he does. All materials are always wholesale. He does not charge for tear out and haul away. He doesn't charge for bathrooms. He only charges for fabrication and installation, and he can give you that price on the phone. And of course, it depends on what you pick out for materials, but he has a pretty good idea. All you have to do is call him, get your price on the phone, and you'll know if you want to do business with him. You should. Art of Granite is truly art. Artofgranite.net. Artofgranite.net. Get your price on the phone, 303-386-5919. Tell him your square footage. Send him a photo. He'll give you details. And then, of course, you go out to the beautiful showroom and pick what you want. He has a small markup on the cabinets direct from the manufacturer and wholesale on all materials. That's 303-386-5919. Artofgranite.net.
Get some roofing calls, Tom. Every day you guys have like 2 or 3 roofing calls.
And then you're in.
Every freaking day you guys have so many roofing calls. I know. And as soon as I hear a roofing call come up, then I'm like, okay, shit.
And we call you almost every month.
Quite a few, but every time there's a roofing problem, though, I put myself on standby for that telephone call.
We call
so
you.
I'm like, I'm waiting.
So many times.
Did you get Wayne's number? I'll call him after the show.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have Wayne's info. He Facebooked us, so and then I called him. This was an outbound.
Let's just see what the hospital says. If the guy said, of course, they said.
Yes, I'm working on it. Get right back to
Look at Jay's
you.
picture for
Just let me know if it's due or.
Oh, the one, yeah. The one where he's lying.
Jay, show Mark your picture.
Yeah, it sucked, man. He showed me. I said, oh, ow.
Are you squeamish?
No.
I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Blood all over
I was telling these guys they took my motorcycle boot off of me without any painkiller.
After he fell.
That was
look down his legs, his foot was back.
Mark. His femur was snapped. It was snapped clean.
And look at that piece of bone now.
Look at that snap. Look, there's the chip, but look at the snap underneath that metal.
Yeah, where the metal's there. Will that fuse back together eventually?
Was it twisted?
Do they take the
Yeah,
metal
it had
out?
to be twisted.
His leg, listen, because he didn't have a bone attached, his leg was turned the opposite
Right, I
direction.
know it's turned
Can you imagine looking down and seeing your foot backwards?
Oh, I know.
You know what I was thinking when I put my
Something's wrong here.
when I put my leg back? I'm like,
left or right?
it was left. So when I put my foot back correctly, I'm like, I sure hope it fucking like didn't do a full 360.
What actually?
That's good.
I was thinking that when I
No,
was
but you
laying
would
there.
see this.
Yeah, you'd see your knee.
No, but it's
You're right.
It's all in the boot and the leg. You know,
No.
you're right. I would have seen the leg, like the pant twisted, but it's just that crazy shit you think of.
What happened though?
I ran a dirt motorcycle into a tree.
What broke the leg?
The leg was trapped in between the tree and the motorcycle.
How did you hit the tree though?
I lost my balance
Head on
and the
or
motorcycle
sideways?
got away from me and I
Sideways or
throttled
head
it.
on?
But it all happened in just such a millisecond. I just deduced that that's what happened. It's not like I consciously.
Did you go out?
No, thank goodness.
And it probably didn't hurt initially for a second, did it? Or
Did you hit side of the tree sideways?
Yeah, I hit the tree sideways. I fucking immediately went into some kind of. I started going into shock. When I saw my foot pointed backwards, and then I was laying there, and it was a hot day, and I'm dressed, really warm.
It's
I
more
had full arms.
traumatizing thinking back on it than when it happened, right?
I think
No,
your
I
brain
think-
shuts off the pain.
You know the waiting for the EMT to get there, because I lay there for about half an hour, yeah. And then I'm kind of the joker. It was funny. These guys, so the EMT gets there, he starts working on me, got my boot off and it hurt like hell. He could barely cut my motorcycle pants off, they're so burly. But they were talking about getting flight for life in there. And I guess that's pretty common with femurs because they can bleed internally. And so they were talking about getting flight for life, trying to figure out where they could land it and then bring me to this bar that's in Sprucewood, which is pretty close.
I know exactly where that is.
They were going to bring me
You were in
to
Rampart.
Yeah.
Why to the bar?
Because that's where the road was.
It's the closest place where they'd pop him into an ambulance.
Why wouldn't they just get him to the hospital?
But Tom, that's what I told him. I said, so I'm laying there just trying to maintain consciousness, and these guys are discussing it all. And so I'm like, at that point, I pipe up. I'm like, guys, if we get a chopper in here, I'm going straight to the fucking hospital.
Yeah.
We're not going to Sprucewood. And they were all quiet for a minute, and they started
they wanted to
laughing.
have a
They're
beer.
like, yeah, the dude's right. Why would we go to Why would we do a little short hop?
Well, because they could do. I'm sure what they were thinking is they could do some form of triage in the ambulance at the bar quicker than they could get you to the
But they had
hospital.
already-
That's true.
They had already cut my pant at that point, and I wasn't bleeding. So they knew
But
that.
don't they have the triage in the helicopter
Yeah.
too? Do they have the same things in a helicopter that they do in an
You know,
ambulance?
Yeah, but they'd have to lower you in a basket where you were, right?
They had me in a basket to get me out of there.
No, but I mean for a helicopter, if it came in.
They couldn't. There was no landing spot.
Yeah, but can't they hoist you? Or is that just in the movie?
I think that'd be like, you know, if you're near death, they would probably do that. But I wasn't bad.
They were forced to.
So would they get a 4-wheeler then and put you in a basket and then get that?
So your blood pressure, everything was.
After they gave me morphine or whatever it was, I started to stabilize.
A couple beers.
After we stopped at the Spruce Wood for a few.
Because then after they got my pant off, then they put some kind of inflatable splint around my leg, and the guy pulled my leg, and when he pulled it, I didn't scream. He's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Cracker Jack Mud Jacking is the company we send people to all the time to repair your concrete. If your concrete is listing, leaning, sinking, you need Cracker Jack Mud Jacking. They use a mud slurry, that is concrete mixed with dirt, and they make it into a mud so they can pump it into voids underneath concrete. Almost all concrete problems are not caused by the concrete, they're caused by the ground underneath. If the ground sinks or falls away, it causes problems. They can lift that back into the original position and fix cracks. They can do that in basements, patios, tight spots, stairs. They can do it because they have pumps and they have small equipment that can get into tight places. Cracker Jack Mud Jacking. They guarantee 100% satisfaction. They have a warranty on all of their stuff. Cracker Jack Mud Jacking, really good people, and they have 20 years in business and 60,000 jobs. 303-410-7787, 303-410-7787, crackerjackmudjacking.com. Hey, any roof questions? Don't forget Jay Bretz is here. Okay, now we have a lot of stuff going on, and we're trying to take all of your calls. Preston was speaking about his e-commerce business, and he said he gets a lot of returns. So what were you talking about? What kind of returns do you get, Preston?
I get returns, so we sell fitness watches.
Okay, and instead of trying to trying to sell them again, you have to say they're used and all of that crap. You just want to donate them?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And I would like to know if what my actual what I can actually write them off.
Okay, now I'm not a tax expert, but here's what I will tell you. For example, when you go to a dinner and you pay $500 for a dinner, it's not all deductible just because you paid it. You take the normal cost and you subtract it, and the amount you paid above is the dinner. Is the donation, I mean, okay? That's purely how it does. Although most people just take the whole price. But that's not your problem. With all charitable donations, you never write off more. You don't write off opportunity costs. For example, if you could sell it for $100 and you donate it, you don't get $100 just because you could sell it for $100. You get what you paid for it. You get real value. So whatever your bottom line is in that watch is what you get to donate. And yes, you can donate anything of value. If you take something in on trade and it's assigned a real value, you can donate it. Not for an inflated value, for a real value. But here's the part about deductions. Most of the time, in business and individually, you're subjected to a certain percentage above. I think it's 2 or 3%, whatever it is. You have to get to that threshold before you start writing off anything. And then there's a limitation to how much you can deduct based on your adjusted gross income. And that's all for a tax accountant or for the tax code. So most people don't even donate enough to go above, I think that's the 2% floor. I think it's 2%. It might be more.
It's all really in cost of goods, though.
Right,
when it comes
exactly
back into
right.
cost of goods.
Exactly right.
It's already taken care of itself.
Well,
you don't literally even have to donate it.
Well, hold on, Mark. What he's saying is he knows that, but it's more of a pain in the ass to sell it than it is to just give it away.
Then when it comes back into inventory, it would increase his cost of goods, which would increase his or decrease his profit at that point. But it's taken care of in
Mark,
cost of goods.
Mark, inventory does not reduce your cost. It does not increase your inventory.
If I buy 1,000 watches for $1,000 and send 500 of them out, and what, 500 come back, so now I'm sitting on what, zero profit whatsoever, so I'm not paying any income tax. If I have
yeah, he doesn't have any profit, but he doesn't get to write them off because he took them back. You don't get to write off stuff in inventory because you took it back. If he's got roofing goods sitting in his inventory, you don't write off your inventory. I mean, your inventory obviously is not income, but you don't get to deduct it unless it depreciates or something.
My point is it just goes back into his cost of goods sold. If that's all he's doing is selling stuff.
Well, yes, but what he's saying is he has to do something with them. You don't just keep them. If you have returned merchandise, no matter what it is, you have widgets that you sold, they returned them. You're right. There is no profit on your books for that. But sitting there, you got to do something with the used widgets. What do? You can sell them or you can donate them. He's saying, yeah, he knows that he can
So he's still going to have his cost of goods elevated because of the return, then donated. I don't think you can do that.
How would his cost of goods be elevated?
Because when he returns it in his QuickBooks or his point of sale, it's going to put it back into inventory. So now he's saying his cost of goods isn't correct, is what I'm saying.
Mark, if he has cost of goods, he has 5 things that cost him $5. It equals $25. He sells one of them for $50. He made a $25 profit on one of them. His cost of goods is $25. His profit's $25. When it's returned to him, he writes off, he subtracts the $25 profit. It's a return. So you give a credit.
And then it goes back into his cost of goods.
And his cost of goods remain exactly the same as it was.
And then if he turns around and donates it and writes off $5, his cost of goods is still wrong, is my whole point. You can't do both.
Okay, Preston, Mark is wrong. You can donate.
Let's get Eric Weinemer on.
You can donate. You can donate, Preston, and the price that you deduct, listen carefully. First of all, I don't know if you can deduct it, but the price you would account for is whatever your cost in that product is. If your cost in that product is how much is that? $18.
So I get them for 18 and I sell them for 7.
Okay, so if you have $18, 2 watches at $18, that's $36 you donate to charity. But here's the deal. It's not going to, donations have to rise to a certain percentage of your income before you even get to write it off anyway. You understand? If you have that many returns, do you have that many returns?
Huh? I'm at a 5% return rate. So for instance, this last.
Well, I don't know what that means. What I'm saying is, do you have enough? How much in money do you make, and how much are you going to write off? I'm not going to sit here and do your taxes. I believe there's a 2% threshold.
When he donates them, is he taking them out of his inventory?
Well, yes, because then
my point is it would be a wash. It's either going to be on one line or the other on the balance sheet.
Mark, if he takes them out of inventory and they have a value assigned to them,
of $5,
then he donates $5.
That's right.
Right.
And then it's a break even.
It would be a break even unless
if it was still in his inventory and cost of goods, that would increase that profit or decrease that profit actually by that $5. It would be the same thing.
What he is saying is that if you don't make a profit on something and you donate it for the exact cost you have in it, there is no additional, even though you get to, let's say you have enough returns, you get to write them off, it's better to just make the cash donation than to tend to donate inventory. But I don't think he was talking about donating for tax benefits. I think he was talking about it because it's a pain in the ass. What I would do, Preston, if I were you, is I would use the used items for 2-for-1 sales or do some special promotions. But anyway, taxable write-offs, you can write off donations. The quick answer is they have to meet other thresholds that most people don't meet unless you're Bill Gates or stuff. A lot of charities meet it. I mean, I know there are a lot of people that do charities. Now, Cheryl, what did you have on Social Security? What's going on with your Social Security?
Okay, so I've been having ongoing issues with them. I was married 13 years.
Yes.
And supposed to be getting half
of your husband's. Yes, if you're both of retirement age, are you?
Yes, I actually collected at 62 and I'm 65. And I have been going back and forth with them because the very first time I went...
I just need to know, are you collecting your ex-husband's Social Security?
I think I'm collecting mine according to them.
You should be, well, you collect whichever one is more.
Well, his is more, but they have his number on my Social Security paperwork, but they told me that they were giving me mine. And this is why I'm calling you, because it's very confusing, because they told me that I'm getting under 1,000. The first guy I spoke to said he only gets 2,000, and that's a lie, because years ago he told me, and I know he had a very, very good job for 30 years.
Yeah.
And that
how much do you think he's getting?
$2,700 a month.
Okay, hold on. To get $2,700 a month, he would have to make over $1 million for the last several quarters. No, not $1 million. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It doesn't go up after a certain amount. So what's that threshold? But he would have to make well into 6 figures in order to get that much money. So how much was he making at his most?
Well, my understanding was at one point 100,000, and then it went up beyond that, and okay. I don't know how much.
I don't know what the cutoff is, but I know if you have to make several $100,000 a year for several years to get the maximum, and then to get.
He did.
Okay, well, if he did, you should get half of it. And I have never seen their number that you call not help you when you ask. I don't understand. You called and asked them.
I got a runaround the first time. The second time, when I went into Social Security, the woman there told me he's getting 25, and that annoyed me because
he probably is getting 2,500. That's a lot of money. Do you realize people making $1 million a year or more are subject to get about 2,900? Did you know that? So, I mean, I think you're over.
It's based on 35. That's the number.
No,
35 earnings. 35 years.
Okay, 35 years. But do you know what the cutoff is? In other words, you get the maximum when you make amount of money and above, but then you don't get more.
It depends on the year. In 1950, it was different than 2018.
No, I mean lifetime of earnings. Like if you made
that's what I'm saying. If you made 60,000 back then, that could have been the maximum. Where now it might be 150 is going to be.
All right.
You see what I'm saying?
But when you go over the maximum, you don't get more.
No.
That's what I'm trying to tell her. The maximum right now is $2,900 and something. The maximum.
And it doesn't matter if you made 150 or 8 million.
No, that's right. And she's saying he's getting 2,500. They claim, and she doesn't believe it. Well, Cheryl, that sounds pretty damn close to me, because unless he made a crap load of money, he's going to be getting about 2,500, and that sounds about right. But hold on a second. We'll see if we can find someone to help you.
All right, look, 1,000 in inventory, made up. This is your balance sheet. Your inventory is $1,000. You have 10 $100 watches. Okay, you sell one watch.
The first time.
10 100 watches. All right. You sell one watch. You buy a watch from me. This is going to go down to 900. We agree on that, right? Then I don't care what.
200. Make it 200.
What do you mean 200?
So you sold them for 200. So you made $100.
It doesn't matter what I make because you're going to return it. All right. So, but my inventory now is my balance sheet goes down by 900. I don't care about my P&L and profit because I could have sold it to you for 1,000. You're returning it. When you return it,
no profit.
No profit. We're only talking balance sheet. When you return it, I'm back to $1,000 in inventory.
That's exactly right.
Now, if I donate it,
that 100.
So I donate that watch somewhere. Now what?
Your inventory goes down to 900.
My inventory would go down to 900,
and that would.
But the deduction of 100 that I take for that watch, what happens to that?
Because it's in the cost of sales, you're not getting a benefit. You're breaking even.
It becomes profit. That profit would offset that. Now I have
No, wait. No, hold on. If you donate the $100,
yes, the watch.
So you're donating 100.
Yes.
So 100.
That goes back down to 900.
Right now, the 100 as a deduction.
I get a write-off.
But the write-off
is the same as the write-off over here. If
So
it
there's
stays
no
in
be-
inventory.
That's right.
There's no benefit.
That's right, but he wasn't asking about benefit. He was asking if he could do it.
Well, who cares if you do it? It's
No,
stupid
because,
to do.
no, because he was asking, he thought he didn't get to take it off the gear if he donates it.
Here-
He had to sell
Here's
it.
what I think he was asking. Can he donate it for $200?
Yeah, but you can't.
Of course not. You got to donate it, or else every company in the world would write off to zero.
They would buy shit and write off millions.
For retail. You wouldn't even have to sell it.
But but I don't think he was asking about.
He was just seeing if he's asking if he was allowed to do it. That's how I understood it.
I think that's all he was asking. I said, sure, but you can only do it for what you have in it.
There's no. My only point is
There is no benefit.
There's zero benefit.
There's zero benefit. I guarantee, but I think we said
To
that.
donating inventory.
Even if he reaches the threshold, he won't even meet the threshold.
I think he wants to donate it for more money.
So
Retail.
this guy from a body shop calls me, says, I think we need to help this guy. Guy doesn't speak any English, and the 13-year-old translates. So he gets in an accident with a landscaping company, and they have the guy sign this and notarize it. He brings the car to the body shop, and it's like $3,000 worth of damage. Is this binding?
We are experienced in helping homeowners get houses less than interest on their mortgage.
He thinks the landscaping company hosed
I
him.
think it would be double dipping.
So he took $800 and signed this?
Yes, and then he takes it to the body shop, and it's $3,000 worth of damage, and the guy's
Jeez,
like,
I'd say they okey-doked him, but he agreed to it.
What happened? Agreed.
Versus 25.
He thought he had $800 worth of damage. He took $800 in cash and signed that. He goes to the body shop. There's $3,000 in
the
damage.
guy
Why
doesn't
did
know.
he do that?
Tom, he doesn't even, speaks no English. His 13-year-old is translating for him.
I keep waivers in my pocket.
So much interest.
Sign here.
Your money. Call 720.
If a teenager, if I ever hit a teenager, I'd do that right there. I'd pull out a greenback and say, hey, listen, buddy.
Wow, did they okey doke him?
Yeah,
The
they said.
landscaping
But he
company
must
takes
have,
the
I mean,
guy, and
he has
then
an idea of what he must have thought it was $800. He saw the
signs it,
greenbacks.
then he takes it to the body shop. The body shop takes notes.
On maximum security, she took it at
So you think
62.
he's hosed?
Even if she's getting his at 2,500, she's getting it early. She's getting it 3 years early. So if he waited till his full retirement,
So they were married 10 years.
13. So they get the 10 years of the
Even a
threshold.
13-year-old
But
translates.
she's taking it at 62. She gets either hers or
If he
half
can't
of
read
his.
English, this is not binding.
Why would she
How do I
want
figure
half
that out
of
officially so I can call, like, get that
$2,500?
said? Who would I call? I want to get that
Oh, then she
said.
would
Or
want
you're
that.
good.
No,
You go
but she's
this
taking hers
fast,
early.
fast.
Yeah, but
Oh, which throws the whole
Right.
You have to have it.
So
you have
if he's
to
getting
have
2,500, but he's waiting till his
understanding. I mean,
time
So
in.
she's already got benefits.
He didn't understand
Well,
what he had
already,
signed
so
it.
she might be getting the maximum
daughters
of what it is. That would make sense, right?
It makes sense to me. I don't know the rules, though.
That's the
I
rules.
didn't fully understand.
Yeah.
It's covered
Now,
by
if he
law. It
dies,
was just guaranteed.
she gets his.
Or something. In other words, it's going to have to be.
I was curious about this. Doreen, the lady we helped move. I know, but as a question,
He truly believed it.
we did find her benefits.
Did you know we were?
Yeah, she was married over 10 years. Can you get back benefits?
800, but if it was more, I could get it. I mean, he could
I don't
say
know.
something like that.
Think of how much money she's
You
got.
think you can get more?
We don't know how much he got.
That's the point.
But then she lost that 90.
Approval reverse mortgage. I mentioned reverse
mortgages because there are a few people who could benefit from them. Not many, but some. If you have a lot of equity and you want to live off it, you can benefit from it in some cases. Now, I want to remind you, interest accrues and is compounded against the balance, and that balance goes up. It could go up someday to where you have no equity. But here's the good part. They can't take the home ever if you keep making your insurance and your tax payments. Okay, they can't take it. So here's the deal. If you want to live off your equity, you can. Your estate will never be slapped with a debt. You'll never be slapped with a debt beyond the price of the home, even if the home is under what the loan is. But you can just forget all that and call approval reverse. They'll tell you the truth, and they'll tell you if you're a good candidate. In some cases, it's great. In some cases, it doesn't fit. So call them. Approval Reverse is the name of the client. ApprovalReverse.com. And it's could be a lifesaver for people in certain situations. And the number is 303-771-3528. 771-3528. Okay. I misunderstood Mark on that tax deductibility. We're both saying the same. You can donate anything you want. But what Mark was saying is, what difference does it make if you donate the stuff that's returned and you get a write-off, or you keep it in inventory? You still get a write-off because it's inventory. You know, you don't, in other words, why would you donate it? Even if it just sits in inventory, even if you only make a couple dollars on it, it's better than no dollars. So procedurally, you can make a charitable donation from your inventory. And whatever your cost of goods are, you get to donate and deduct if they meet the other thresholds. But it gives you no additional write-off because you are already getting a write-off for it being inventory.
Nor can you donate it at a retail price if it's a wholesale.
And that's what Mark thought.
That's what I think that guy wanted to do.
Yeah, because if people could buy things and then mark them up and donate them at the marked up price, well, then that would be...
That's all I do. That would be my entire business.
Anyway, Suzanne, what did you say to me in my ear?
We had a gentleman email us about the Social Security payments. I sent that to you, Tom, to read.
Good. Because, like I said, I'm no expert in Social Security, so
It says the max payment out is $1,306 for spouses. I think that's what it says. The max is $1,306.
For spouses, which means, but the maximum payment people can get, I believe, is under $2,000. Or under $3,000.
Under $3.
Under $3,000. It's for sure. And
so you think Cheryl's being paid correctly?
Yes. Yes. And I mean, I just think that she just thinks there's more money somewhere. And the numbers she's telling us do not seem out of line.
And remember, taken it early. She's taken it 62
right, which is even less money.
Okay, I want to clarify one other thing. With Social Security, we were talking about even if you make $1 million, it doesn't matter. But over, like for this year, $128,400, you can't put any more Social Security in as well.
Right.
So you're not taxed over that $128, but with Medicare, you are.
I know.
Medicare never ends.
It used to have a ceiling. It doesn't have a ceiling anymore. So you're paying on every penny of income. All right. Ben's got a comment on the police that people made earlier, saying that some people were saying some disparaging remarks about police and how they operate. Again, this show, we love the police. We know they're necessary. We know that there are great policemen and there are bad policemen, just like everything. And anyway, Ben, go ahead.
Tom, I just need 2 minutes of your time. You know, first of all, to call these people pigs, that's absolutely irresponsible.
Well, that woman called them. She said, yeah, and I didn't like it either. But people have the freedom to do that.
Well, and the other thing, Tom, you know, if you're being shot at, if you're being carjacked, if you're getting beat up, if your home's burglarized, or you're being robbed, or you're threatened, why don't these people just call the damn protesters and be done with it?
Yeah. Okay, Ben, it took you way less than 2 minutes. But, Ben, thank you for your comments. Okay, let's talk. Oops, hold on 1 second here, and let's talk to John. Hey, John, what's going on with you, John?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I know you from the past. I worked with your horse one time out there in Franktown.
Were you a trainer?
Yes.
Really? A horse trainer? Which horse did you work with? I only had
I
two in my life. I had one for since he was a baby, and that was an Arab, and then I had a gelding, the Frisian gelding that I only had for a little while. And but
he was black.
Yeah, that's the Frisian. So okay, cool. What's going on with you?
Okay, I was sideswiped by a double overloaded semi truck on 285 a year ago, and Nationwide is my insurance company. Well, they went ahead and paid the claim and got my car fixed. I paid my deductible, but now they won't pay me back my deductible because the trucking company that hit me and got a ticket, they got the ticket.
Did your company, your company subrogated and got the money back?
No.
Okay, what I'm saying is, who paid for your damage, your company or their company?
No, my company paid for my damage, but they will not pay me back my deductible.
Who will not?
They're telling Nationwide, my insurance company.
Why won't they pay back your deductible?
They're telling me that the other company is denying responsibility, even though they got the ticket.
Okay. Well, John, the way it works is this way. When you have an accident, if fault is undetermined, or if you don't feel like screwing around, or whatever, If your company pays the damages, you pay your deductible according to your agreement. After you pay your deductible, if your company successfully subrogates, they give back your deductible if they can get all the money back. If they don't get all the money back, they get back their money first. If they don't subrogate at all or don't get enough money back, you can go after the other party directly for your deductible. I mean the other driver, not the other insurance company. You can literally sue that other driver in small claims court for your deductible because it's a true loss as a result of the accident, unless you settled and agreed not to. But your company is never obligated to give back your deductible unless they collected it.
Okay. Well, they didn't collect it, and they're denying paying me back my deductible.
Well, they're not denying. I mean, they don't have to. I mean, it sounds like they're doing something wrong. They're not. They don't have to. But the other guy, why don't you sue him in small claims court?
Well, I can't get I don't know how to get a hold of the other guy, and they are not accepting
Get the police
phone
report.
calls.
Get the police
They
report.
Okay. Well, they aren't accepting phone calls from anybody regarding this accident.
Who is they?
I don't know their name. It's a trucking company that hit me.
Okay, when you got hit, was there a police... You said there was a police report.
Yes, sir.
Get the information. It's public record.
Okay.
Get the time and date, go to the police department that gave the ticket, and you'll have the guy's name, you'll have the insurance company, you'll have the guy's address because they got his license. You'll have everything.
Okay.
And then you can literally sue him in small claims court. And the reason is you lost. Now, they could go back to their own argument. Hey, his own insurance company didn't come after it because they know we weren't at fault. You're going to have to prove the other guy was at fault. Okay? So you have to do it. 303-713-8255.
Hey, I got a question. I know.
He's going to kill me.
Okay, go.
When you come right back. Mark Trenner, Trenner Law, copyrights, trademarks, patents. I get a question almost every single week about intellectual property. How do I protect myself? The answer is Mark Trenner, Trenner Law. Simply look him up on my referral list at referralist.com, and he will help. That's Mark Trenner, Trenner Law, on the referral list. And the number is 720-221-3708.
Here's the numbers. Actually, the max social right now. Damn it! I just had it.
See, Mark, I assume I have the max.
$36.98. But that's at age 70.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I would.
Age 65 is $25.89.
I'm getting more than that.
I don't think you can.
Well, I'll show you.
Did you retire this year?
No. I didn't get money. But if I take it, they told me if I take it at 66.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 65 for some people, 66 for others, it's 66 and a half, depending on when you were born. Mine is 66. If I take it on my 66th birthday,
yeah,
I get $29.80.
Well, that could be because this is talking 65. Oh, and it says this: people born after 1960 is age 67.
Right. Mine is 66.
After what year?
This results from applying the bend point.
After 60,
but I doubt that the threshold. I mean,
which for people.
No, if I waited to 70, I would get way more. Mark, are we on audio-wise?
Yeah.
Okay, take it off. I'll tell you why.
Made for you, and they will pick a loan program right for you. For example, if you're approved, approval means you can get a loan, but with Ideal Home Loans, they go beyond the approval with credit optimization. They tweak your credit in order to get even better pricing and better rates. Credit optimization. They also have the pick your term loan. You may not want to go back to 30 years. You can pick whatever term you want, and then they have the rate guarantee. If you refinance or you purchase and rates go down, guess what? They will refinance you free of all lender fees within the next 2 years. And then the pre-approval of your shopping for a home, wow, that's like getting a cash offer for a seller because you're pre-approved and they guarantee you'll close in 3 weeks or less. 303-867-7000, 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
This is Dan Kaplis. I believe that talk is cheap. Action speaks louder than words, and results matter. So if you need a lawyer for a serious injury case or a wrongful death case, I'd respectfully request that you allow me to show you our firm's long history of outstanding results. We pursue righteous cases on a percentage fee basis. If you need my help, please give me a call at 303-770-5551 or hit dankapleslaw.com. That's dankapleslaw.com.
Selling your home? Then don't just settle for a yard sign and multi-list. Go with Frank Duran, the real estate man, for the most proactive sales approach in the market. The proof is in the statistics. More than 25 years in the business. Frank is a proud member of RE/MAX Alliance. His listings sell faster and for more money. He has your home professionally cleaned and staged, and Frank's unique pricing methods get multiple competing offers. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. 303-920-1622. 920-1622.
Hey, does it seem like your life really isn't your own? Tired of sacrificing your most valuable asset, the limited time you have on this earth, for a paycheck? This is Dave Logan. You know, my friends at Online Trading Academy have been teaching powerful Wall Street techniques to Main Street investors for over 20 years. Sign up now for a free half-day class. Classes are limited. Online Trading Academy, the only financial educator I personally endorse. Reserve your free class by calling 303-547-3588 or tradingacademy.com.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Feel like you're on a never-ending treadmill, staying in one place and never getting ahead with those minimum payments? You feel like there's no way out? Don't let the credit card companies bully you anymore. There are programs in place to help you get free of your debt, and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. The program at Total Financial...
I mean, I wonder how many people, how many spouses lose, you know,
They don't know about it.
they've got $3,600 a month coming in, they're married, the guy kicks a bucket, you bury him out back, you still get $3,600. I mean, how often do you think that happens? Never?
Total financial freedom has helped. I was going to say, how many ex-wives?
Or how about the son? Or some relative is watching them up in their 90s, they're bums living off the Social Security with them.
How many ex-wives who were married 9.5 years?
They never would have thought of that.
Should I read you this, Tom?
Yeah, go ahead.
You will reach full retirement age in 2018. You may earn up to $37.80 per month without losing any of your benefits.
Of course, that's a fucking limit.
Up until the month you turn 65. But for every $3 you earn over the amount in any month, you will lose $1 in Social Security benefits.
It would extinguish my fucking check.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a limit.
That's why you did.
Even at that age.
No, at 66 you won't.
I said full retirement age.
No, I'm telling you, full retirement age, you can make anything you want. That's the big argument. Okay. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter,
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Oh, man, this is a serious problem. Nancy, what is going on with you, Nancy?
Yesterday my daughter passed away. She left no will, no directive at all, and I don't know what to do next.
How old?
She was 54.
Does she have kids?
No. No marriage, no boyfriend, nothing.
Does she have any estate of any value?
She has a home, and it should be worth a lot more. I think she owes about $108,000 on it, and it should be worth somewhere around $300 or $400 in a country club area.
Okay. Was this sudden?
Well, she lasted from late January until yesterday. Cancer.
Yeah. Were you expecting it, though?
Towards
Not that
the
it
end,
matters.
yes.
Not that it matters, does it? I mean...
Towards the end, yes. It was obvious.
It's too bad. Oh, my God. So, she has a lot of equity. She has about $300 maybe in equity, as much as $300,000.
Yeah.
So, here's the point. Here's the point. There is a natural succession without a will that happens. Okay? So, it would go to her children. And if the children, she doesn't have children, it goes to her parents.
Okay.
And then it goes to siblings. So, what is the situation? No children, right?
No marriage, no children.
And what about you? Does she have a mother and a father?
Yes, both living.
Okay, then it would go to parents. Are you both together?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
57 years.
Okay. That's how it works. Now, David Salisbury would have to give you the official legal thing, but that's what I'm parroting that from him. But you can contact him, and David Salisbury is such that he will answer questions free of charge. He will answer no matter what.
Alrighty.
And you really should call because Suzanne, do you have that?
You want me to get David on, Tom, or just give the number?
Well, unless I said something wrong, there's no reason.
I've got the number.
I mean, he should call. Let me give it out here. It's 720-493-3911. He loves answering questions, so hold on and get the information off the air from Suzanne. She can repeat that for you, okay? John, this is another malpractice call. John, what's going on?
How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing all right. What's going on with you?
Question. Medicines that doctors prescribe to people that end up doing damage. What are recourses for that?
A lot, if the damages are a lot, and if it was malpractice, and we'll talk about it, okay? That's a whole different ball game when it comes to medications. So hold on, we'll discuss that. Plus, any roofing questions you have. Excel Roofing is with us. We have a few emails we'll get to for him, and that's 303-713-TALK.
Great news, everybody. Thanks to advances in medicine, you may live longer than you think. So you should plan on
Broncos are favored by 3 in that next game.
But that could mean bad news for your retirement.
Betting on
Your
preseason to
savings
me
come up
is,
short when you need
I
that
know it's all
money the most.
gambling.
Conventional
Oh,
wisdom
yeah.
says that as you get older
like
and
college.
closer to retirement, you're supposed to move more into bonds. But bonds have limited growth potential. And
If I was
if
going to
you
do
live
something,
longer,
I'd do
that could be a
a
problem. When you retire, your money shouldn't stop working when you do. You need a
7
plan, not
point.
just for inflation, but income. Financial Engines advisors have been doing that for more
I
than
do a
20 years
7-point
for everyday
teaser.
Americans. And they can do it for you, too.
And I
Go
give
to
the Bears.
financialengines.com, schedule your appointment today.
Hi, I'm Claire Mork of Financial Engines here in the Denver area.
The Broncos won all their preseason last year.
Go to financialengines.com
I
or
give
call
the Bears 10 points
2323 today.
and over 30, over 34. That's how I do it.
Mornings, Michael Brown after
And over 34, you're probably right. Where's it at?
What do you mean?
Is it Bears or?
Home in court trial on the Sobriety Fox News.
I doubt I'll
Their
even
only
watch the
turn.
game.
Closing arguments the day after the defense rested without calling any witnesses.
Oh,
The president
I wonder what the line is on this trial, man. Did he walk? What do you think? If I had to guess,
What do you think that they?
hung.
Paul Manafort had been painting
What do you mean,
I bet it's a hung jury.
But what do you think of the defense? Didn't even call a witness.
I think it's brilliant.
You think?
Oh yeah, because all they're going to remember, the last thing that jury's going to remember
The judge bitching at their guys?
is, no, I'm talking, I don't mean literally the last thing, but the last thing that's going to be on their mind as far as testimony is going to be the counter testimony to the prosecution's witnesses. I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant.
Closing arguments earlier
To the prosecutor, I don't understand.
Okay, the prosecution put a witness on,
Right.
okay?
his testimony.
After that witness, they rest that witness.
Right.
The defense gets to go up and rip them apart.
Right.
Okay? So the defense got to go up and rip them apart.
Was it that bad?
It was horrible.
Oh, okay.
They went after his partner like, the partner admitted the lying, admitted the stealing, admitted to having an
Oh, I
affair,
see what you're
admitted
saying.
everything.
Okay.
So the last thing the jury's going to remember is that. But the prosecutor also got a chance after the defense ripped them apart to counter, if you will. Then the defense can counter again if they want. But the last thing they're going to remember is that guy. And what a fucking snake in the grass he was.
Besides closing statements.
Then the closing arguments, which the judge in this case told the jury to ignore the prosecution's fucking rants because he's a lunatic, basically. This judge, I will admit, is a lunatic. I love him. I do too, but he's a lunatic.
I don't know. I mean, he's trying
This judge
for.
Yeah, look what it says right here.
The one that just got appointed?
No. This is for the Manafort trial.
And now, while selection is best, it's the best time to buy.
Tom, have you ever had cauliflower pizza crust?
Oh my God, I
Is it
love
good?
it. Oh my God, Costco has it. Yeah,
I think what
Really?
the defense
Oh,
was thinking
Mark,
is...
Mark, cauliflower pizza crust. I make my own, plus I bought
I'm
it.
stopping at Costco.
Oh my God, I love
They
it.
want
And
to
it's
Frozen or what?
Yeah.
And you make your own
Remember,
pizza with it?
all
No,
that
no,
about that
you buy
man.
just
If
crust
they
from
put
around
Manafort on now,
This is
they're going to have days
It is?
and
Yeah.
days
I mean, I love it.
testimony of everything's going to be refocused on his.
I know they wouldn't probably use put Manafort on. They don't have to. He doesn't have to have it on.
I don't know who else they put on.
Well, I don't know, because they could have gone, who's that guy in the FBI that,
And it's good, huh?
I don't think any of them matter. Because all they're going to remember is the one-star witness is a lying, cheating, thieving piece of shit.
Mark,
and he even admitted
He
it.
won't try it. He won't.
Why?
He's a wuss.
There's carbs in it.
But not many, for God's sakes, at all. I mean, it's as low carb as you get.
Like, well, how many? What's in it?
Like cauliflower. Whatever cauliflower, it's hardly anything. And it's
Does it taste like?
I love it. California Pizza Kitchen has it too. You know, like spinach hardly has any lettuce. I mean, they all have tiny bits of carbs, but it's not like.
But it's got to have more than. It's got to have more shit in it than cauliflower.
It's cauliflower and cheese to bind it. That's all I have.
That's all.
No breadcrumbs or anything. If that's what you think.
Pizza.
It's wonderful stuff.
I'll eat the toppings.
Now, some of it, you're right though. A lot of people put shit in things that they say cauliflower or they say low carb and it's not, or they say zero sugar and they're full of shit. There's like
Zero added sugar.
Well, no, some
Fucking
say
bullshit.
Mark. Some say zero sugar, but they have 29 carbs. They don't count carbs. But listen to this. I love sandwiches with low carb tortillas. They have about 6 carbs per tortilla. Okay? That's not bad. But you're right, it's not zero. But if you take meat and cheese and put it in a low carb wrap, that is wonderful stuff.
It's filling too.
Mine is not. My goal is not zero carbs. I mean, I wish I could, but
Homeowners have been using this loan since 1965. Affordable interest mortgage.
it depends on what you get. The ones we have, like it's like per slice is like about I think it's 4 carbs.
Regulated by DOR, NMLS 298191, equal credit lender.
And that's
Solar is the only solar installer I recommend.
Here's where my brain goes on stuff like that, though, and I'm not kidding, man. And it could be noodles, it could be bread, it could be any carbs, period. I'd rather have a fucking steak or chicken over a slice of pizza, no matter if the pizza had carbs or not.
Okay,
That's what I'm saying. I just rather.
I like to do that. When I eat too many things that are, first of all, you don't want too many proteins either. But when I eat too much meat, I mean, I crave carbs. I mean, I want something different.
No, there's no doubt. You know what my carb junkie is? I do 33 mixed premium nuts each day.
Well, nuts are really good for you. And see, that's where the carbs don't really hurt you because of the fiber.
Oh, I don't know, man. If you sit around eating a bag of fucking...
If you ate a bag, you would have the equivalent to a chocolate shake.
Kill that real quick. Kill the... But, here, I got
Mutual Insurance Company, Equal Housing Insurer.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Help! I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being right.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by Fix-It 24/7. They are there to help you, and they will do for $39 the diagnostic of any problem with plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Hi, I'm a consumer advocate. I'm going to be talking to Ted about small claims court. Derek's going to talk about a wreck and needs advice. Michael wants to talk about refusing to see what? What is this about?
You know, showing receipts like at Sam's and Costco
What
when you
about
walk
it?
out.
What about, oh, he doesn't want to show them.
I don't know. He wanted to ask you
We'll
about
talk about it. John wants to talk about malpractice. We'll get to him. Fix It 24/7. Here's how they work. For $39, they'll send a licensed, insured, bonded expert to your home to find any problem. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains. Any problem, no matter how long it takes. Do you know diagnostics sometimes cost the most? You'll never, ever, ever have to pay more than $39. Here's even better. If you decide to have the work done, you don't pay a dime of the diagnostic fee, and they take $77 off any repair. You can't beat that. $39 to find it. If you decide not to have it done, that's all you pay, $39. If you decide to have the work done by a great company, Fix It 24/7, you get $77 off the bill. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. Their website is fixmyhome.com. Jay Bretz is with me from Excel Roofing, and as I said, we usually, like he says, man, Tom, I can't believe this. You usually have dozens of roofing calls a week, but who to thunk it today? He's on the show. If you have any questions, give us a call. I do have a few emails we'll get to, but we left off with John doing medical malpractice, and John wants to know about wrong meds. John, it's the same thing as any kind of malpractice. So, first, the medications were prescribed by the doctor, and no other doctor would have prescribed them because they're just flat wrong. That's one standard. So, were the medications that were prescribed just flat wrong, or did this patient have a poor outcome? There's a big difference.
No, she's been on this heartburn medicine for about 3 to 4 years now.
Okay, and what's wrong with it?
Well, it's caused her to get severe osteoporosis.
Is that one of the known risks? You know those papers you get with the prescriptions that we all throw away?
It is after doing some research. And the research says that she should not be on this medicine for more than 1 year.
Okay,
but the doctors kept her on it for about 4 years.
Okay, if the literature says she shouldn't be on it more than a year, and that literature is given with the medicine, you're going to have a very, very, very tough time with this case.
Okay.
Now, there's a second thing. This medication was given for heartburn. Is it indicated medicine for heartburn?
Yes.
Okay, so we don't have the wrong medication. We just have a bad outcome because she was on it more than a year. Now, I'm not saying that this doctor is out of it completely. If this doctor knew it, he should know she shouldn't be on it more than a year. Why didn't he mention it?
Well, the thing is, over the last several years, we have Kaiser, so they've switched this from about 3 different doctors over the last 5 years.
Okay.
So the last
that doesn't matter with Kaiser.
Well, what doesn't matter is you have medical files, but still, having you on a medication longer than indicated, if it's in the literature, she should have at least said, Doc, this slip that I get with my medication says I shouldn't use it if I'm over 62, or I shouldn't use it for more than a year, or I shouldn't use it if I have blue eyes. I mean, she should have known some of that. Have you ever read those papers that come with your prescription? Have you?
Even beyond that, there's cold medicine that says do not use past 5 days, but yet, or Sudafed is a good example. The doctor might tell you to do it.
Now, John, here's the thing. There's another part of this for malpractice, and that is, was that the only reason she got arthritis?
It's hard to tell. I mean...
Yes, right. Well, hold on. Yeah. When it's hard to tell... You see, malpractice is exactly the opposite of what you think. If it's hard to tell, who knows? It could have. Yeah. The juries are instructed to say, then it didn't. I mean, it's got to be. Malpractice means this doctor did something wrong, it directly caused this, and you're screwed. I mean, it's pretty much like that, or it contributed to it. Now, let's say she was going to get arthritis anyway, but it's really a lot worse. You have to find an expert to say, I would have never prescribed this to this woman at this age for this amount of time. And she would have never had arthritis this bad.
The doctor that she's seeing now, who has diagnosed her with osteoporosis, looked at all of her medicine.
Oh, you said
and is now weaning her off of that medicine.
Okay, but that's because of why? I mean, because it's not good for that. It doesn't mean it caused it. But I'm not trying to argue. See, I just want you to know something. When people ask about it, I'm not trying to say don't do it. But I'm saying you're going to have a giant battle. A giant battle. And I don't think you're going to get anyone to take it. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
That's my opinion. That's not a legal opinion. How old is she?
50.
Okay, that's a little better than if she was 80.
Yeah.
We should call you back with our malpractice attorney to give you the information that you deserve. Not Tom saying, I wouldn't do it, because who knows? I mean, we had one case in here where I said, oh, you don't have a snowball's chance in hell, and he said, I love it. I love the case. So let's talk to him. But it might be a day or two. Suzanne, do you think we can call that other person back too? Because I think they deserve probably more of a...
Wayne? Of course.
I think they deserve more of an analysis.
I'll line them both
What
up.
do you think, Mark? Bad medication? You've heard all the malpractice calls. Malpractice has to be, what, one of the most difficult cases to bring.
It's very expensive. That's why attorneys are very hesitant to take them. The expert witnesses, the cost, the length, the time.
Now, I love taking this call from Michael. Michael.
Yes.
Are you talking about... Go ahead and ask your question so I don't have to jump the gun. Go ahead.
If I've heard you correct, you've said in the past that you do not have to show your store receipts when leaving the store.
I don't think I've ever said that.
Yeah, you said it just a few weeks ago. Walmart, if the greeters ask to see your receipt, you don't have to show it.
I don't think I've ever said that, but you tell me the time and date, and I'll try to find it, and I'll correct it. Because here's what I think I would... If somebody asked that, I would have said, you're right. You don't have to show it, meaning they can't make you. Like, you can't...
They can't hold a gun to your head and say, show it.
Well, I mean, they can't force you.
They stop you from leaving the store with your items.
Hold on.
Walmart won't.
If you don't show a receipt and they suspect that it wasn't paid for, they can detain you as far as the laws are concerned, as far as the law lets them. It doesn't allow them to imprison you, okay? But they can get your information or call the police on you. They can get, I don't think they can physically restrain you, no.
Most of them won't, even if they could.
But when you say, here's the deal, they don't, when I said you don't have to show it, what I meant was they have no right. I mean, there's nothing that in an agreement walking into a store that says you have to show it. There's, but what I really mean is, why wouldn't you? In other words, if you paid for something, why wouldn't you show it?
Well, I can think of two reasons.
Okay, go ahead.
One is if you're not legally required to do so. The second one is if you get somebody who's talking rude to you or acting tough, I don't want to show them my receipt.
Okay.
And how about it's nobody's business what you buy, but we do it every day at Costco and Sam's, Tom. We show our receipt. They don't let you walk out.
Hold on. I've never challenged it, but I'll bet you in their paperwork, their membership work, I'll bet you agree to it for that.
You're right, Tom.
Because it is a member. No, I'm not talking about that, Mike. I'm talking about membership warehouses are completely different animals. You agree to all kinds of things, but this is a technical question, and you're right. No one can make you. I mean, you just paid for something. You got a receipt, and I'm not aware of anything on that receipt that says you must show it on your way out.
And Walmart's not going to detain you. It's just not worth the lawsuit.
No one detains you. Did anyone try to detain you, Michael?
I've come close, but not quite.
Yeah, no. So it doesn't matter. No one will detain you. But listen, if you buy stuff, and you're walking out of a normal retail store, if they're doing it for everyone, I'd feel differently than if they just selectively do it. I would feel weird. Michael, in the store you went to, did they just selectively do it?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't observing any of the other people going in and out, but I had somebody who was talking rude to me, and, I always give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But if it happens again with the same person, I'm tempted to say, forget it.
What store was it?
It was a store in Fountain.
I mean, what kind of retail? Was it a chain store?
It was Walmart.
Okay. I've never had that happen at Walmart. Have you, Mark? I've never had it happen.
I can't think if I've ever had it happen anywhere.
Now, here's another technical question. If you know you paid for something and you walk through and the alarm goes off, do you stop and show people what you have? I do. But you don't have to do
Generally,
that.
There's no one there to even look.
But technically, you don't have to do that either. But, so because you're not legally required...
I would guess he brought on his own issues somehow. If the guy's picking on him,
I don't know.
They got off to a bad day.
I don't know, Michael. Do you...
No, I was walking out, with the cart, and it was in the lobby between the actual store and the exterior door.
Yeah.
Where the greeters are.
And
the guy says, "Over here."
Yeah, and then what?
You know, and like I say, I give people the benefit.
Yeah, then what?
And I was tempted to say, "No, you get over here."
Right.
Where'd you pay for the item?
No, I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like that at all.
I'm going to say to him if he does it again, but I went and I showed him the receipt, and that was it. But
where did you pay for the item, though? Did you pay for it like in electronics or automotive? Where'd you pay for it?
Grocery. No, it was
just regular.
You know, it's really hazy what they do.
Now that he says that, I remember back in the day, I think at one point Walmart occasionally did check receipts, the greeters. I don't know, though.
I don't know. And again, Joe's not around, right? He's not around? All right.
In court, Tom.
Only when we need him, he's around.
But that guy sounded a little shady.
Shady? In what way?
I don't know.
He just sounded like he was looking for trouble.
You call people,
kind of.
They're rebel rousers. They just like pushing the envelope.
Yeah, okay.
But, you know, I'm kind of like that about some things. So are you,
I am, too.
So are you. 303-713-8255. We all have that in us if we feel like we're being disrespected.
But it seems to me you flash your receipt and get the hell out of there.
Hey, listen, Century RV, that's the place to go if you're looking for deals, especially on Cougars. They have amazing sales going on. CenturyRV.com. 303-453-1111. They have a place up on I-25 and the 119 turnoff to Longmont along Frontage Road, and out west in Lakewood between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's. That's just north of 6th Avenue. CenturyRV.com.
This report is brought to you by CC's new Endless Pan Pizzas.
What he said where he was at, too, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be more sketchy down there.
But, you know, he's got a good point, though. If people are raising stuff. Although, I don't like it either way. I don't like people demanding shit like that. But I don't like pains in the ass like him either. I don't.
He has too much time on his hands. Why wouldn't you just simply go here and get out? Looking for trouble.
I think he feels like he's being unjustly accused of shoplifting or something like that.
I mean, I guess he was right about, I said you don't have to. I mean, you really don't.
I'm pretty sure I bought a TV at Walmart one time, too big to put in a bag, paid for it in electronics, and they did ask me as I was leaving the store, but to me that seemed normal.
I don't care. I would say yes.
That's what I mean. It's like, yeah, right here.
Starting at just $5.99. But you know, technically, endless pan pizza. Only at CC's. What do they do? You know?
I know Walmart has for the most part, I'm not saying under some very strange circumstance, they're not going to try to trap anybody. They're not going to try to detain. They've had lawsuits where they have lost millions upon millions.
Really
it's just not worth it over a state. Oh, God, yes.
They fired an employee because he went after somebody, I thought, a shoplifter.
Well, that's one of the lawsuits.
Okay.
He chased him down and grabbed him, and the guy fell, and it fucking hurt his head, and even though he was shoplifting, now he's got medical bills, and all of a sudden a fucking steak leaving the store cost him X amount of money.
So you're right, Tom. Social Security benefits are not. The only thing is they're taxed. So normally Social Security benefits are only taxed 50% federally. So you can get taxed up to 85% of them, depending upon.
What do you mean up to 85%?
So say you get $2,000. Normally that $2,000 you only get taxed on $1,000 of your Social Security.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, but
I didn't even know that. So
depending on how much you make, you may get taxed on up to 85%.
Yeah, but that's cool. I didn't even know you had any.
Not up to 85%.
Mark, it's not 85% tax.
Right.
It's up to 85% of the amount.
Oh,
I
of the 2,000.
I assumed I'd be taxed on the whole thing anyway.
I always thought you were taxed just like ordinary income.
Yeah. I didn't even realize you got a benefit. But you know what else I'm looking for?
So wait, if you're below
50% fucking property tax in some municipalities. Did you know that? Or do you have to have income? Oh, is that income related?
But you got to be living there at least 10 years. I think that's what it is. 10 years.
You're right.
Oh, you mean the deduction?
No. Property tax.
You get a fucking break.
From the state?
From
the county?
Property tax. I think the average property is
it's a school tax, but it's a state.
So it's really county.
Yeah, it's a local tax, but it's really a state tax.
I didn't know that.
If you go, it's called a property tax exemption.
Only just like your primary residence.
You're right.
Blah,
You
blah,
have
blah.
to be there 10 years.
What's the threshold? The age threshold?
65.
And there's no value threshold? your house is worth $5 million.
I think there is some value, but I don't know that either.
And maybe there's income too. I don't know.
T-Mobile connects you to the music that connects.
I was thinking about buying a rental and then converting it to a primary residence in 10 years.
Yeah.
There's no bad tax consequences for doing that.
Well, unless they change the law, if they change the law, it will be. But right now, you would then you'd be able to sell it tax free, or subject to whatever is done.
Move into a tax rate without having to pay the capital gains, right?
Yeah. Under current law, there's a $500,000 on the primary residence. There's a $500,000 exemption, so it's not totally free.
What would you do with the other half?
Saw a cigarette in 10.
Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. If you come away with this commercial with just one thing in mind, you can get straight, beautiful teeth without the cost, the tremendous cost of cosmetic dentistry, and get all of your other mouth problems solved too. Like they will straighten or widen your palate at the same time, along with doing away with sleep apneas and TMJ or any other problems, because it's all done in one. They widen your palate, the teeth straighten, then you use Invisalign braces. And under this new orthodontics for adults, it takes only 2 years to get a beautiful smile and to correct all those other problems, and it's a fraction of the cost of cosmetic dentistry. I mean pennies on the dollar, only a few grand compared to 50 or 60. Why don't you give Dr. Kent Lawson a call, 303-690-0100. It is an amazing procedure. Just search for the new orthodontics on our referral list, Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. Jay Bretz, on replacing roofs, how important is it that you strip all layers? Is it allowed to go over anymore? I didn't even know it was allowed. This person wants to know, do you have to pay for that strip off?
Back in the day, the school of thought is the more layers you had on the roof, the more cushioning or the more hail protection it would give you. But we've since learned that that's not true.
But under code, can you leave a layer on or not?
Most codes have changed, and they say that you have to strip everything down to the wood decking, and then you're only allowed to do one layer. There are a couple municipalities around that will allow up to 2 layers, but most of them say you need to strip everything off and go down to that wood decking.
You're not going to believe this one, because we were talking about something. No, seriously.
Lay it on me.
It's one of the emails I had about roofing and wiring. This guy is pissed off because the guy put on his roof and nailed through some wire and shorted out a circuit, and they couldn't find it. It took them a long time to find it, and they had to rerun the wire. Now, I know. What do you think, Mark? That they roofed it, and it's clear as day that the nail was a little longer, and it went through the wire running on a roof rafter. What do you think? Not a joist, but a rafter.
I'd want to know who ran that wire the first.
Why is that, Mark?
Well, because I don't think you should have a wire right up against the rafters.
Right.
Bingo.
That's
Bingo.
exactly right. And
if you don't meet code, it's not that roofer's fault if they hammered into a wire.
I don't even care if it was code, because I don't know what electrical code would be, but it almost common sense more than anything.
We had that happen one time, Tom.
That's for Mark.
We had it happen.
He gets my dinger.
The lady made us strip off a brand new roof.
Yes.
Because the wiring wasn't working. She had a short and they couldn't find it. We stripped off this brand new roof, and we found out the whole thing.
Why?
Because there was a short and the electricians could not find it, and they said that we put a nail through somewhere.
Well, why didn't you go in the attic?
We tried. We chased it everywhere we could.
Come on, did you find it?
We did, and we found out that the carpenter had cut through a wire with his Sawzall before we put the roof on. It was just about the same time, so they were blaming us. But
who paid the cost of that?
In the end, we got the general contractor to take the money out of the carpenter to redo the roof.
All right.
Because it wasn't our fault. But they were blaming it on us, and I've told both of you guys, I've got a lady right now that's blaming me because we put a nail through a refrigerant line for the air conditioner.
And that's against code. You cannot run those refrigerant lines underneath the decking.
They can run it under the decking as long as you're at least a couple inches away from the plywood.
That's what I meant. Yeah. It was flush.
It was right next to the decking.
You can't do that.
Well,
if they can see that, doesn't she understand that?
That's why there's code for all kinds of wires. You can't run wires in the middle between you can't run them just willy-nilly between joists.
Geez, can you imagine if that was a water line of some sort?
Oh, it would have sprayed. Yep.
That's what I'm saying. She's kind of lucky that
now
her plumber didn't screw up.
I better get to Derek. This is pretty serious. Derek, sorry, bro. I just saw that you were just in this wreck. What's going on, man?
Hey, Tom. Thanks for the call.
Yes, sir.
So Friday, I drive a commercial. It's my own personal semi.
Yes.
And I was hauling dirt, and I just came to a roundabout, and the guy was mad because to not drive on the curb, you have to kind of take up both lanes. Not totally, but...
No, I know what you mean. I mean, you have to. These roundabouts are a pain in the ass for big trucks.
Yeah, and it's bad for your tires, and tires are freaking expensive, and you can ruin, your tire if you drive on curbs. But anyways, he was mad that I was going so slow because I'm 84,000 pounds. And so he gets up on the side of me and yelling and screaming and acting like a little kid. And then gets in front of me. I know what he's going to do.
Slam on his brakes?
He did, yeah.
What a jerk! Did he on purpose slammed on his brakes?
Totally on purpose. And what's stupid is, a lot of people don't know, how hard it is literally to stop a semi weighing 85,000 pounds.
Did you hit him?
Sure. Oh, yeah, I nailed the frick out of it.
But listen, seriously, usually when you're in a rear collision, the one behind is at fault. But if this guy purposely did it, seriously, that's wrong.
He's not going to admit it, though.
Yeah, no, well, luckily, I didn't need him, thankfully, but there was a guy mowing the lawn for a neighborhood, and he saw everything.
Did he see the guy slam the brakes?
Oh yeah, I know. He totally saw everything.
Okay, so what did the police do?
He got the ticket.
Excellent,
he totally got it.
Excellent.
That doesn't mean it's a slam dunk for the insurance.
I think it's excellent though that happened. Finally, justice. Thank you. You like my new toy, Jay? My little
that thing's great. I love it.
So anyway, seriously though, I am so happy. So what's your question? Have you already got, I think you got justice.
Yeah, well, I'm just not sure who to go after because I lost half a day of work. And my hood and my bumper are pretty jacked.
If you have damages, you go after the guy. I would not get into the fight with his insurance company. I would go after him directly. I have blinders on. I don't look at their insurance company unless their insurance company voluntarily says, okay, we'll pay it. But I don't like being pushed out to them. I would go after him. And if it can be covered under small claims court, I would do it in small claims court.
But did you even try to file a claim?
Yeah, well, yeah, he already did because I called the insurance just to make sure that they were aware because, but my biggest, I've definitely, I know you guys say that you can only go for 7,000 in small claims.
7,500.
Right, yeah, and but well, my hood and my bumper and everything, they're gonna cost like 4,000, and it's and that's just the parts, but labor and everything.
Well, then take him to county court. It's for 10 grand, isn't it, or more? Yeah. It might be more than that now.
But did the other insurance company refuse to pay? I still haven't heard that.
No. I'm still waiting on everything. It just happened Friday, but I did get in contact.
Well, if he got the ticket, I would assume they're going to pay.
Right, and that's here's my question though. Should I go after the insurance company just for my parts and labor, and then take him to small claims court for my lost wages?
No. You go after him for everything. You don't go after the insurance company. You can put in a claim, but you don't have to fight with them. When you sue him.
Right.
And you should.
It's going to be worth more than 75 for sure, because they expect a whole week, and it's $1,000 a day, that I lose if I'm not working.
Well, you know what, man? I'm telling you, that is a big loss. You may want to get an attorney. This is this is a personal injury lawsuit without personal injury. This is personal damages. It is really injury because they do count loss of work and all of that as an injury. But you have to try to mitigate your injuries too. You have to try to do what you can to make up that income. But if you can't, and if you can't find another truck, you got to start adding all these losses up and call. You know what? You start with John Fuller. Ask him a question or two and see if he'll take it. And if he won't, call someone who might do it by the hour. Call like Mark Kranak and say, hey, I have these losses. It's worth it to me to get it done. He might even do it on contingency.
God, it sucks because of the dollar amount. I mean, it's in that.
No, but
it's in that in between.
But I think your losses may be up to 15 or 20, won't they, Derek?
Right.
And then if you calculate what a PI is going to take off that, it's going to be 40%. And then you've got
not 40. It's not.
Okay, 35. But I mean,
33.
And what about?
Go
what
ahead.
about should I take the hit? Because
you better pray his insurance company pays.
What were you saying, Derek?
Yeah, and to avoid being out of work but do you think should I go for his insurance for giving me a rental semi or no?
Well, I would go for anything. Tell them that it would without it you're going to lose income.
They'd be better off. The insurance company is going to say they'd be better off paying him X amount for not working than renting him a semi truck.
Right, but you should make them aware of it. Yeah, but be careful when you're dealing with these people. They're going to they're taking everything down and they're holding you to it. So everything you do now is on the record. So I wouldn't do anything until I talk to an attorney.
How about turning it over to your own insurance?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I haven't talked to them at all about it, but they can definitely help me out.
For sure they can. Of course, especially if they can subrogate against the other company. But you better get started on it, okay? Genesis Total Exteriors, they do inside and outside. Mark Szymanski. We're talking siding, windows, decking, fences, and more. Give them a call if you need any kind of work done. Of course, you know what? When it comes to contractors, be careful. That's why we love our referral list, because we know these people, and we know you're not going to get ripped off. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. 303-679-8509.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Ross Kaminsky Mornings.
There's a road rage incident where a guy did that, pulled in front, slammed on the brakes. The car flipped over, killed the guy back home. The guy that hit him there.
Diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, or cancer.
Really?
I was going to pick up computer parts. I came to Smith Road, and there's a railroad track that separates the road and freaking trains going by, gates are down, gates go up, trains gone. The guy in front of me, it went both ways, okay? I definitely sell thinking he was, and I end up rear-ending him. But at the same time, he had a clutch, and we were on a little bit of a hill. He rolled back just a hair. Ultimately, it was probably more me going forward than him going back. Okay? But I ended up paying the insurance stuff, but I fought the ticket. I got a ticket because I came out. I got a ticket for rear end. I beat the ticket in court, and the cop showed up. I said the guy rolled back. I didn't even hit him. He hit me. So I beat the ticket, but my insurance company ended up paying for the damages.
Did he have to come in?
For what?
The guy.
He didn't show. I don't know. He didn't have to. I don't think they subpoenaed him.
That's a good one. Now you're just going against the cop.
Well, really what you're going against is a police report.
The numbers right where you usually have really good me talking to people who are in trouble.
That one was show me your receipt. No.
There's a couple of big highway crashes. I think this is the first day that I've ever listened or been here. There hasn't been anyone out here. It's like your second most popular topic.
Each word around there, grasping as that is.
So, and you don't mind justice, right? No. You can back. It just kind of like it.
Yeah, most of the time, if we do our job correctly, we've already done all of that adjusting. I think for the road, not necessarily for the windows and sides, because that's
most of what our PAs find. Nothing to do with the roof. Maybe occasionally, but it's everything. Window seals are the biggest.
I've got some PAs that solicit my business and want to work with me, but they say it needs to be a $75,000 deal or above. If it's less than $75K, we don't want to get involved because it's not worth our time and effort.
Hey, my new garage I'm building, it's a steel building, so it's got a metal top. Are these pretty hail resistant compared to I mean, what should I expect on a jack?
Would it
take more beating than my class 4 shingle, or
we will
what?
get right to you. And I know we'll try to come up with something. Do you have health
That's
insurance, by
good.
the way?
You can, like that hill had down in the
Yeah,
spring,
but
it could rip through it. You can jump.
I just see cars after, even the hail we had here in the parking lot wasn't that big. When I saw hail damage.
You'll see little dings on the roof, but structurally it's not going to mess with it.
Will the insurance cover dings on that?
I don't know, it depends on the policy.
I
You
told
have
them we really want
they
to try
call
to
it an
find some
aesthetic
resources.
slide or not.
And
You have
this
to
is
find out
really
if
about
it's covered
finding
for
resources.
aesthetics.
That's
How about like house thing made? They have metal roof.
Well, even any roof.
And most of the time, you know, like you've got a metal roof with dings in it, but it's fully functional.
How much more is that composite stuff than shingle?
Okay, I'm going to take it right out.
It looks like cement.
Yeah, it's quite a bit more.
I'm Tom Martino. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, one of the best people you'll ever meet. If you need help with buying or selling real estate, Frank Duran, the real estate man. He has a team for buying, a team for selling. He's proactive. He'll help you directly. And you'll never find better when it comes to negotiating, whether it's on one side or the other of the transaction. That's what I love about him. He switches gears and works for you. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Listen, guys, you got to hear this. Jack just called. We sometimes get calls from people because they don't know where else to call. And Jack, listen, man, I really appreciate you calling us and trusting us because we want to try to help you. Were you just diagnosed with cancer, Jack, or have you known about it for a while?
I never knew nothing. I was too sore to go to work one day, and I just went to urgent care, and I thought I had a back problem from an accident. It wasn't that. It turned out to be cancer, stage 4. They first gave me 3 months, and then if it didn't affect my brain, I was okay. I mean,
Jack, how long have you known you had cancer? When was that diagnosis?
3 months.
3 months ago. And so you're not working?
No, I can't.
And you're pretty depressed, obviously. Do you have a support group? Do you have anybody you can talk to?
Just my family, and I just have my brother and sister-in-law, but I can't do this anymore. I can't burden them anymore.
How old are you, Jack?
53.
50. Do you have a family? Like, do you have kids or a wife or anything?
No.
Uh-huh. And you can't burden them. What do you mean by that? Are you living alone?
No, what sucks is I'm in their basement, and
okay,
they do everything for me. They have a life to lead. They do things. They're active people. I'm just putting everybody down.
Do they know how grateful you are to them?
Yes.
That's really sometimes all they need. What can we do for you? I mean, there must be some support groups out there for people with cancer. Now, have you ever looked into that?
No, that's why I called Susan.
Okay.
I was just looking for a number. I'm just alone all day. Just the anxiety, everything. I can't sleep at night. I just quit taking meds because they just don't do anything for me. They make me more sick.
Hey, Jack, what kind of meds were you on? Were you doing chemo or radiation?
Well, I'm still doing chemo, and I got off the radiation when I picked up 100 pounds. I mean, I was 248 pounds, and I went to 136. And I mean, the doctors like my progression, but there's days I can't even do anything. I used to work 2-3 jobs, and I took care of myself, always took care of myself.
What kind of work do you do?
Oh, unless this gives me away, security.
Well, that's okay. I mean, you did security work, and so you're not in a position to work because of your physical feeling, and your prognosis, no one really knows. You said in the beginning they said you had 3 months to live. How are you now? This may seem like a silly question. Physically, how are you feeling?
Physically, I'm not me. I'm tired of like walking down the hallway in my basement and banging into walls because I lose a step. I run steps. I work out. I do. I was huge. I mean, like I was built back in the day.
Yeah. What kind of cancer is it?
And I can't, this is going to sound dumb, but it's metastatic cancer, liver and the other one.
Kidney.
Okay.
There you go.
And are you, as far as walking around and getting out, are you able to?
Oh, yeah, I made myself. I'm not going to sit there like an idiot.
Okay. Now, I'm not asking for you to do this now. Have you ever heard of hospice?
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people believe hospice is just going somewhere and dying, and it's not. There are also in-home hospice workers. Did you know that?
Yes.
And they actually, they don't, it's not just to, you know, sit there and be depressed and linger. They truly know what they're doing. Have you ever looked into any home health like that?
No, sir. I always manage to take care of myself. And I think when I first had to put my mom in a nursing home, everything just seemed to start because I said she'll never go to one of those. And then that started, and then this started, and then I was like, this has got to stop, man. This has just got to stop.
He needs a support group more than anything.
Jack, we're going to help you in a few ways. First and foremost, you can call us anytime, and we'll talk to you. We'll try to find some support groups. I'm going to ask everyone listening. Jack is in his 50s. He's very depressed. He doesn't know what to do. I mean, he's got
my whole goal every day is to wake up and wait for 10 o'clock and listen to you, Mark, and Susan. And
well, are you able to drive?
Yeah, I just started driving.
Uh-huh.
That's because I quit the meds. I mean, those meds, Tom, were just screwing me up.
Well, you know, I got some ideas, Jack. Maybe you can hang out with us a little, and we can help lift you up. We can help. You can maybe help us, maybe volunteer even. We do that. But here's another thing I want to do. I want to find you a support group. There's got to be people listening right now who say, I know what this guy is going through, or I want to help him. Now, Jack, I'm not asking this to try to push any agenda. I'm just asking questions. Do you have any church? Do you do any church at all?
No, sir. I've never been religious in my life, and
okay.
I know that's a cop-out, but...
No, it's not. Sometimes people think religion is a cop-out. I'm just asking. I'm not trying to push that. I was asking if you had any support group like that, a church or a group like that. They can be very comforting, but so can other support groups. Now, you were never married, Jack?
No, I never was.
Okay. And did you live with your mom a lot? Did you take care of her?
I took care of my mother pretty much all of her life.
Is she still in a nursing home?
No, she passed away.
When was that?
2 years ago, and the same time as my older brother.
So, Jack, did the doctor say that you should do anything special as far as, what were the other meds that were making you sick?
It just, I can't sit here and pronounce all of them, but I got 8 jars in front of my dresser, and I'm like, this is...
Well, are you feeling better now that you're off those meds?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. And none of them were going to cure cancer, right?
Right.
Okay. And you're still doing chemo?
Chemo's just the only option I got.
And how do you get to and from your chemo appointments?
I drive because it's only like 5 blocks from my house.
And they don't make you really sick?
No.
Okay. Now, you had asked Suzanne for something that we definitely want to help you if you need it, and you should call them. You asked for a suicide prevention. Are you that depressed where you're thinking about taking your life?
Yeah, because I'm just trying. I don't want to be this guy that goes and King Super and gets Medicaid drugs. And I'm tired of depending on my sister-in-law, my brother.
Yeah.
I mean, Social Security kicked in, but then I'm taken again from the government.
But you paid in all your life. Don't even think about that, Jack. I mean, you paid in. You're getting a benefit. The government affords those benefits to people. That part, and about your sister and your brother and sister-in-law, they have you living there. They must care a lot. I mean, I think all they need to know is that you really appreciate it. You never got an indication that you're a burden? Is this what you're putting on yourself?
I guess if you put it like that, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't add any more stress than...
I can't, Tom, I can't even mow the damn lawn. I used to just go on my days off and do stuff like that.
Yeah. But
I've always had 3 or 4 jobs.
Jack, why not? I understand that, but here, listen, I'm not one for, I'm not going to try to sound like I'm some, some seer here or some wise guy, but here's what I'm going to tell you. Why not just concentrate on what you can do instead of what you can't do, and start just looking for small enjoyment things, just things that you can do. If you love listening to this show, you truly do. I'm serious when I tell you, and we can even arrange transportation. You can come in. You can come in and hang out and give yourself some meaning. We can help other people. Perhaps you can help here, just hang out. Another thing, we're going to look for a support group. We're also going to look for any other aid that might be out there, because as I said, people are listening and people respond on this show. So if you are listening, please email us about Jack. And Jack is a name we gave him because he doesn't want to use his real name. And here's the email, live@troubleshooter.com. If you can email us. And then, Jack, if you could please make sure we have your contact information, and we would love to help you. I'm sure people
will put them to work.
Yeah, well, but here's the other thing, Jack. I really would concentrate on what you can do instead of thinking about all those things that you can't do anymore. That would drive me crazy, man. And Jack, if you like anything, any hobbies, are there any hobbies you love, Jack?
Huh?
Are there any hobbies you like? Do you like fishing? Is there anything you like?
There's things I just don't do anymore.
What did you used to do that you loved? What did you do?
Hunting and fishing.
And you can't fish anymore?
No, honestly, I just tried by the neighborhood, and I couldn't even, my sight's gone. It's like, everything just, I'm not a pity party. I mean, I'm glad I have this more than 10 kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
If I took that place of 10 juveniles, then hell yeah, give me some more of that.
I'm not sure the universe works that way, but that's a nice sentiment. But I think what we need to do now is let's just see what we can do to get you some help. Let's see what we can do to get you some support. And then, Suzanne, get his contact information, and let's get him in, seriously. And then let's start collecting emails live@troubleshooter.com, live@troubleshooter.com. Now, here's something that we have from Al Aramis. By the way, Al does a lot of work with people. He does a lot of outreach work, and he was probably listening thinking, give me that guy's number. Al, Pro Auto Care, let's talk. Are you there, sir?
Yeah, man. I have been listening, and that's quite interesting to hear the man's story.
Well, let me tell you this. It puts a new perspective on when I get up in the morning and I have a freaking headache and I complain, you know?
Yeah, it does. And unfortunately, as we age, we don't do a lot of what we used to do because it just happens. But life sometimes can overwhelm people, man.
This guy has a challenge I wouldn't want. I mean, my heart goes out to him. Now, Al, what is this second opinion thing?
We see this so often, and as of recent, we've had customers bring vehicles or either have them towed from a shop to us because they question how much money they're spending, what they're doing, or even if the place has got it right. And I want to let listeners know that there is available always a second opinion. You talk about it many times when people call into the show, hey, get a second opinion on that roof.
Exactly.
Get a second opinion on this.
Yeah.
So in auto repair, sometimes that's what's going to help. I believe our shop operates in the basis of educating customers, checking things out, showing you everything. So what we would do is if we got that vehicle and we wind up doing the test procedure through the vehicle, do the diagnostics, verify everything, give you an option, give you a second quote, completely go through the process. We typically charge, a couple hours of diagnostics to do some of this sometimes. I'm willing to do it for a minimal charge of $59.95. And we will put the time in. This stuff takes time.
No, you're talking about not just walking around and looking at the invoice. You're talking about putting it up and giving it the rundown.
Right.
And if people want to take all the guesswork and doubt, and you'll tell them if they have a great deal right off the bat. But if you can do the diagnostic, just $59.95. And I assume if they have the work done by you, you would credit that.
That is exactly, that's the Martino catch. That's
Yes.
You're going to get that. You're going to get the deal, and you're going to get that applied towards the repair. I don't know how you beat it.
I love it. 303 Pro Auto, 2 locations near Evans and I-25, and just south of Bowles on Santa Fe on West Church. That's 303 Pro Auto. The website is 303proauto.com.
This report is brought to you by CC's new Endless Pan Pizzas. Now on the...
That happened to John Clayton's brother. John and Matt, their brother went in, swear to God, same thing, and they said, bro, you got 3 months. And we watched it. Oh my God, it was so terrible for them. It was their older brother, Bill. And it was such a shock. It's a terrible thing to watch a guy investigate that earlier series. And this guy, so, you know what? Here's the thing. We always hear about, oh, these people are courageous, they're doing this, they're doing that. You don't hear from, you know, this is the story. Like, what the fuck do you do? You're alone all day. You're weak. You can't do. I mean, this guy's telling the truth.
And he's 53.
He's the real deal. Like, what the fuck do you do? I'm tired of people just helping me. I want to do something. So I thought, let's distract him. I swear to God, let's do it. I mean, give the guy something to live for.
Don't you think he needs to start smoking pot?
No,
I'm serious.
No, that is if he does,
for his appetite and everything.
You know what it does? It helps so much with cancer.
Absolutely.
I remember
chemo. He's lucky he's not sick feeling, but he just doesn't feel out of it.
He sounds amazing. Actually, he sounds amazing. He's at the end of his 3 months. They say
driving.
And he's through a radiation.
We should actually. Let's get him in.
Yeah, I will. Suzanne, we really want to get him in.
I was just talking to him.
God, how depressing is that, though?
Yep, 53.
Mark,
God, so young.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when I say it gives a new perspective to being a pain in the ass.
That old adage that health is everything.
It is.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, eventually. It doesn't matter how much money you have, man.
Absolutely. I looked at.
I watched this movie where everybody had an infinite amount of time, whatever it was, 100 years, and you could actually buy other people's time, and it would add on to yours. So if you were 30 years old, yeah, I could give you whatever X amount. It would take away 1 year from you, give it to me, so I could be 101. You die at 99. So that's how that was. The whole currency in the world was based upon lifespan.
Well,
so you would trade if I
currency really is time.
I know. If I went to buy a house, I would trade you 3 years of my life for $1 million house.
We're getting emails for help, so thank you, Tom, for talking to him and getting him on.
No.
Let's try to get him in to help us like Clint.
I will. I will text him on our drive. He thinks he can get down here.
Friday's too busy.
Right.
Tomorrow would be great.
We could, if he's not crazy far, we can pick him up or figure something.
But he thought he could get his
Let's get him down here tomorrow. It looks like a good day.
I swear to God, every time I ask where he lives.
Hey, Clint lives up that way.
Yeah. Man, Clint's really good-hearted with stuff.
Oh, he is. Absolutely is. No, Todd's on.
I called Clint. Did you put in a call to him? I'm concerned.
I got to figure that out.
Have you put in a call to Clint?
No, we talked to him yesterday. Not today.
Did we send those flowers for Clint?
Yes.
I think, yeah, okay. After. The first wife.
While a Denver visual to the
we went to the hospital.
Campaign finance insanity
It's so fast.
What do you mean, his?
I don't know how long the cancer progressed.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Hey, Jay.
Let's talk. We always talk about a roof system, and just quickly, what is a roof system? Don't get too technical.
The roof system is three main things.
Okay.
It's the roof covering itself, it's the ventilation that you get the air movement through the attic, and it's the insulation.
Okay, now, it's important for people, when they're doing a roof anyway and going through the expense, to vent it properly. How many homes do you find improperly vented? Every home I bought.
There's been so many roofs that have been changed over the last 10 years that the ventilation is getting a lot better.
Before there have been. Good.
It's gotten a lot better. Before that, it was bad. It was really bad, Tom.
But if you have an older home and you go in there, you need to ventilate at the eaves to bring air in, and at the ridges to put it out, or to pipes, right?
Yep. So for everybody listening, we want that air to go in through the bottom and out through the top.
And what about explain how your solar fan works?
I like powered fans, and a lot of people, when I talk about fans, they think maybe a fan that you install inside of the house, maybe in the upper.
No, this is on the roof to pull out from the attic.
That's right. I don't think those whole house fans are good at all.
Now I think they are, but that's a whole different discussion. It doesn't. The whole house fans don't help the roof.
That's correct.
To help the roof and the attic. Explain. This pulls hot air and keeps the circulation moving in the attic. It's not just hot air. It just keeps air moving.
Well, we're talking about putting a fan on top of the roof,
and it
sucks the cool air in from underneath around the gutters, and it pulls it out the top of the roof.
And it's solar.
And I like the ones that are solar because you don't have to involve an electrician. These things are whisper quiet, and we can put a number to it. As long as the sun's shining, we can say it's going to move 1,250 cubic feet of air per minute.
And it lasts for like 20 years, and it comes on and off on its own. You don't have to wire it. You drop it in.
Maintenance free.
Okay, so if somebody calls you for a roof, what deal can you give them on that?
If they call me for a roof and they want a solar-powered attic fan, we can do that for $5.99. If somebody just wants the attic fan, but they don't need any other roof work, $7.99.
Okay, and it's worth it at $7.99, guys. Jacob, you have a comment on the Walmart receipt. What's going on? Oh, don't forget, I want to give out his number. Hold on, those listening, it's 303-761-6400 for Excel, 761-6400, Excel as an E-X-C-E-L, like excellent, excelroofing.com. What's going on with this receipt at Walmart? What do you think?
I was just going to say, I used to work at Walmart, and the rule of thumb was if somebody started walking out of the door without a bag or without something in the bag, the rule was that they were supposed to ask for a receipt. So I'm thinking maybe when he purchased the stuff, he didn't have it in a bag. It was a bigger item or something, so that's why they were asking.
But here's what I want to know more importantly. What if they don't show it to you? What if they refuse? What would you do?
Well, the Walmart employees were supposed to not hassle them or anything. You can't force them to show the receipt,
so you never would detain them or anything?
No, you're not supposed to.
That's about it. Okay, listen, I don't have time for other calls. I'm so sorry. Stay tuned for more on Jack's situation, okay? And remember, excelroofing.com, good people. And don't forget, referrallist.com for help, information, and problem solving.
Whether you're considering a home purchase or refinance.
Yo, Jacob, we're off the air, but what did you... Oh, I'm sorry. This is long. I'm sorry, Jacob. Hold on a sec. Is this Tony? Tony, this is Tom. We're off the air, but what did you want to say about Jack?
Because that, to me, I got it in a holds out. I got it. When do you use it?
Yeah.
I use it. I put it on timer, so I use it during the day. Or so I open up my...
You only want to use it when the outside air is cooler than what's inside, right?
Yeah.
So basically, like right now, maybe 8 o'clock at night, when it gets cool outside, to maybe like
you know what?
10 o'clock.
Good idea.
Then you can run it. You understand a whole house fan? You open up.
Can you do me a favor? Can you call? We're going to try to get him in tomorrow. Could you call in? And here's the secret: if you can't get through because lines are busy, if you call 303 Martino, that's unlimited. That'll get through the back, and we can talk. And bring that up because we were going to bring that up to him. If you have it. All right, man. Thank you. I'll see you.
Yeah, but even so, it's
that guy called and said marijuana oil. I think people are thinking marijuana will give him a lot of relief.
Oh, I think it will help his appetite.
They say it helps cure, but I don't think so.
No.
He needs more than anything. He needs psyche. I mean,
right, psyche, and he needs to get his appetite back because people feel better if they're eating.
We can get him some hypnotism might help too.
Okay, well,
Lee Ridley.